I wish that was captured.
Whoops, I'll do it again.
No, everybody talking about it is being captured. We've been live for a couple seconds, so.
Oh, okay, great. Welcome everyone to what I believe is our 5th session of the Dragons of Stormwreck Isle, where last time the party had set off to the sea caves in search of the ruby morsel, the magical red mushroom that Varnoth had asked the party to retrieve in order to heal Tarnak, but also the same mushroom that Renera had said could be used to heal Bobby's affliction. The party sailed towards this cave, and as the party entered the cave entrance, still in the water, they found it to be illuminated by the light of marvelous clusters of glowing mushrooms. And before too long, though, they were attacked by a giant octopus lurking in the water. The octopus struck the party's boat, causing it to take on water, and the party fought back and found the octopus bled a strange black ooze rather than normal blood. And after many, many tentacles were severed by the heroes, the octopus was slain as it dropped into the depths of the water. The party was able to get onto the shore just as their vessel sank down with that fallen foe. Inside the cave, the party smelled the presence of a strong sulfuric gas and searched around for the ruby morsel. But instead, they found a large mushroom man. Iramir made contact with the mushroom man, revealed to be a myconid, and caused it great alarm. After mentioning Tarnak and offering the moldy bread from Grandma Sparkle, the myconid seemed to become a bit more friendly. It had mentioned it was on edge because 2 small winged dragons, it called them, had come in a few days prior and attacked and killed some of the other myconids. It also mentioned that the gas has been spreading in the caves for a while, and the leader of its colony, Sanessa, had attempted to absorb as much as it could from the poisonous gas to protect the colony. Sanessa had apparently absorbed too much and developed large purple growths and could not wake up. During this conversation, Katniss was surprised and stung by 2 tendrils from a corrupted purple mushroom. She fell unconscious from the attack. Maple successfully incinerated the mushroom with its firebolt, and Iramir rushed to Katniss to heal her. After recovering, the party was urged by their new mushroom friend to go deeper into the cave. The party could smell the intensity of the gas increase as they grew closer to another large chamber of the cave. The mushroom man called this the Forbidden Zone and described it that it seemingly was illuminated with bright light half the time. The party entered the chamber and found large crystals protruding around the room and an orange glow on the far end. As they moved closer to the source of the orange glow, they were ambushed by 4 ferocious fume drakes that unleashed their fire breath as they had the party trapped between them. The party managed to fight back and slice and dice the drakes into mere fractions of their former selves, but Maple was struck down by the last fume drake. Bobby rushed over and pancaked that foul creature against the cavern wall, and Katniss began administering the bargain bin healing potions she had acquired from Mila. The first had no effect, but the second worked just enough to bring Maple back to his feet. At this point, the party deduced that the glowing orb that still remained wedged in the cave wall was some kind of egg that was hot to the touch. Katniss braved the fire first and attempted to pry it out using her strength. She had managed to loosen it as Bobby then stepped in and finished the job, but as he did so, he fell backwards, launching the egg into the sky, and as it flew through the air, Bobby reached up to grab it, but sadly missed. It crashed and shattered amongst the floor as a fire snake came out of the egg. At the same time, the room and cave had become clear of the toxic gas, the fumes being sucked out by the hole that was now exposed where the egg lay before. Sunlight also reflected from the crystals inside of that what seemed to be a vent at this point, and reflected into the room itself amongst those crystals, illuminating the room with bright sunlight. Meanwhile, Zaylin had been trying to seduce one of the more, as Maple would call them, gym-thick mushroom people.
I stand by it.
And now that is where we will pick up. Before we get to the fire snake, we are going to talk about what Zaylin had been doing while his party was fighting for their lives, being breathed fire upon, and being KO'd in the room next door. So Zaylin, we believe that your character was trying to seduce a myconid. What exactly were you doing?
I was succeeding at that, and
Oh, really? how about before you make that bold statement, you roll me either a persuasion or a performance check, depending on how you were trying to
are
seduce.
really gonna fuck up the entire storyline that I have already DM'd someone in this group.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm here for.
Oh my god! If this doesn't work, all right, what do I gotta click?
Either persuasion or performance. Depends. Did you try and sweet talk this person, or were you playing like an instrument to try
No,
and
I
like?
was sweet talking.
Don't
Okay,
bite
go
me.
ahead and do persuasion then.
Ew.
Oh, and it's at disadvantage because of the effects of Orcus. Let me go ahead and bring that bad boy up real quick. Because if you remember our session before last, you had a very bad dream and it's affecting your quality of speaking with people. Disadvantage on charisma and wisdom checks.
Okay. Do you want the low number?
Yes.
19.
Oh my god, dude. Fuck
Oh.
you.
That's the low?
Okay.
My
Frickin'
high was
bards.
23.
All right. So you were talking to this rather bombacious myconid. That these myconids so far they don't have it that you can see. They don't have any kind of different genders. They appear to be like literally mushrooms with arms and legs. So you can't quite tell.
Oh, I can
What?
tell.
Okay.
Canonically, she looks like what I put in the chat.
Just for you, I'll say okay.
Yes!
And you were talking to this, but like I said, you don't see any kind of, I'm not sure how to describe it, anything to really do anything with. They have no mouth. They have no other things, right? They just have eyeballs on their head and
Yep.
they communicate with spores.
Not the eyeball.
But as you know, no, we're not going there.
Yes, we are.
As you're
what I
sweet talking,
do in the
nope.
comfort of my bedroom is between me.
You're not
and
in
that
your
beautiful
bedroom,
spore.
you creep.
You
You're
are in this
cave.
person's cave with all these other myconids around.
He's like, hell
okay?
yeah, I'm in
You're
her
sweet
cave.
talking this myconid, and even though it doesn't have a face to read the facial expressions on, you get the sense that what you're saying is working. You're making it feel some type of way that it's never felt this way before. And she swears, baby, it's true. And you see from what would be her cheeks, just below her eyes, these
Which ones?
pinkish,
Nope, I fucking hate it.
pinkish red spores kind of
About the
emit
stream.
from her facial cheeks, almost as if she was blushing. And these spores, they're right in front of you because you're whispering practically in her ear, I guess, real close to her. And these spores poof in your face. And you had previously inhaled some spores, some green spores, to be able to talk with these myconids, but these pinkish red spores had a different effect. They were almost instantaneously psychoactive, and you begun to hallucinate. And this myconid that is, enjoying your company kind of realizes that she or he or it had accidentally, released these spores because it was just so caught off guard by your seduction and falling for you, and gets kind of concerned as your eyes space out and you find yourself in the company of another familiar female companion. And you find yourself in a very luxurious bedroom with a nice roaring fireplace, a large regal bed with purple blankets and silk sheets. And before you, you see the Lady of Neverwinter donning her nightgown, her hair tousled from the previous activities, you can presume. And then she opens the door to the balcony that you are well familiar with, as the two of you had been on this balcony countless times, singing to each other, sharing your passion of music. And you follow her out onto the balcony in this hallucination that you're having. And you can hear the sounds of revelry and merriment on the streets below from all the taverns and the street performers and just the general life happening in Neverwinter that you two have always enjoyed listening to together. And the Lady of Neverwinter wants to, partake in playing music with you, to share that passion with you, and she pulls out a flute. But this flute looks a bit odd. The flute itself is crooked and kind of ugly looking, to be honest. And it looks like it's almost made of bones. And on the center of the flute, there's a familiar emblem, a skull, and carved into the forehead is the mark of Orcus. As the Lady of Neverwinter begins playing this flute, a
Hey, real quick.
what's up?
Do I know in that memory? Is it
It's
a
a
memory,
hallucination. Hallucination.
right? Okay. All right.
Yeah, so you get the sense what you're seeing isn't a memory of something that's happened necessarily. It's a hallucination based on, things you're familiar with. But
Okay.
this particular scene is nothing you've seen before.
Okay.
But she starts playing this flute, and it makes a very eerie sound. It makes what the players can hear right now, obviously, just to the tune of a flute rather than a stringed instrument. And as she starts playing this flute, playing this tune, you feel your bones crack and expand and elongate, and they turn into a familiar image to you, the same image that you saw Roscoe that turned out to actually be Orcus in a previous dream. And I'll bring up that image just for refresher. As your arms extend, your height grows to that of a fairly large human, and your teeth sharpen, your tongue long and ready to consume flesh. And as she's playing this instrument, you hear the sounds below of people screaming, people running for their lives, people shrieking as ultimately they aren't fast enough and they're being killed by some evil below. You smell the smoke of burning buildings. You feel the urge as you stand up from your seat and you walk towards the Lady of Neverwinter, and you take your massive claws that now form your hand and you strike back as you're about to take a blow at the Lady of Neverwinter herself. She paying no mind to her surroundings, to your form, or any of the screaming going on below as her city is on fire. As you take a swing at the Lady of Neverwinter, she simply fades away. The nightgown she was wearing falls to the floor, and beside it, the strange flute that she was playing. As you look out on the balcony into the horizon, the moon is a blood red. Hundreds of winged demons and devils descend upon the city as it is destroyed before your very eyes. And then you find yourself back in the Myconid cave. And everything seems more or less normal, as it were, however many minutes ago it was that you had this psychoactive experience, except about 5 feet in front of you, around the same distance that the Lady of Neverwinter was, you see that same flute from your vision lying on the floor in front of you. And now hallucination has ended and you have full control of your player again.
I'm gonna reach forward and grab it, and examine what the symbol is and if it matches what's on my necklace,
Yeah,
and see if I can tell anything else with it.
as
Like
soon
if
as
it
you pick it up,
feels evil or not.
okay. As soon as you pick it up, you instantly recognize this symbol to be the exact symbol that's on your amulet. The same amulet that you can't seem to take off of your neck at this point, that is causing you this feeling of dread and desperation, really. And you kind of have those same feelings as you touch this flute, this pipe. And it's hard to tell at first what exactly it does. You get the sense that you probably have to spend some time examining it, or perhaps even trying to play it to really understand it, and that would take about an hour of in-game time. And depending on the status of your party, I would probably you may want to wait to take
I
that
sit
hour
here
of
and
examination.
study it for an hour.
Okay, at this point, by the
No.
way, as you pick up the pipe, just for game sense awareness, because you kind of took a little trip down memory lane and went to the past a little, this would be the point that everything that the party was doing in the cave is now in current state. So that fire snake has hatched. You are outside the cave, and you obviously don't know what's going on inside that cave with your party.
If someone wants to maybe, okay, metagame slightly here.
Yeah, I'll allow it since it's a weird circumstance.
Okay, forget everything I said. We can't do the bit.
I hate it here.
I'm sorry.
Sounds like there's a lot of work that went into that. What's the bit?
Yeah, sounds like you
Uh,
should probably include the DM if
I
you
think
want
you
to know if
should.
something will work.
I
He might have
fucking-
something planned.
Well,
It wasn't my idea. I'm just saying.
it wasn't her idea, it was my idea, but it doesn't matter. I guess what we kind of talked about was the thaumaturgy. If you want to just yell that, I can play off that.
What am I yelling?
I don't know. What would you yell? You're about to get fucked.
I'll say at this point you hear faint echoes. Like it's not loud, but you can hear it loud enough, and people are just going, "Ah, fuck, really?" Or something along those lines, as I believe was said last week when this fire snake hatched originally.
I think those were our exact words.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if that happened to me, I'm not really paying too much of attention to someone saying "oh fuck" like farther away from me.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Can I
valid.
cast thaumaturgy?
Let's roll for initiative first.
No.
Oh, do I need to roll for
Nope.
initiative?
Nope, Zalen, you do not roll for initiative yet since you're not
Oh.
actively going into the cave.
I am rolling high, baby.
I rolled a 20.
Oh, fucking sick. For
I
the
got
people
9.
rolling physical dice, keep in mind you have a multiplier for your
Yeah.
initiative.
Mine's
+2 there.
-1, so I have 9 because I rolled a 10.
Okay.
I am 11.
I'll take Zalen out for now. Bobby, did you roll?
Bubby.
Sorry,
Please
what
wait
am I
for your
rolling?
DM to
Rolling
start the
for
game
initiative.
session.
Yeah, the game session's not active for me either.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't see the map, sir.
There we go.
I wish somebody would have said that
I
so
mean,
much earlier.
I just don't want to bug you.
Oh gosh.
Fire snake, a little turd spot. Oh, here I am. Okay.
Yeah, you're in the what we'll call the central Myconid cavern. Bobby rolled a 12. Very nice. Got a roll for big ugly guy. He gets a +2. Sweet. All right. So Iramir, with your nat 20, you get to start us off in our combat tonight. And you can go ahead and do whatever you want to do on your turn. The fire snake is going to be after you, and then Bobby, you'll be after the fire snake.
It's just one fire snake.
It's just a single fire snake.
Don't
And
say
he,
it like
he,
that.
he looks like, he's a juvenile, right? He just hatched, so he's still rather large. Probably around like 6 feet long, but you get the sense that he may not be as strong and capable as a fully grown fire snake.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
That's radiant damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that have a hit DC or is that a saving throw?
Saving throw.
All right, what's the number on that?
Dexterity 13.
Oh, I definitely did not make that. He fails the saving throw.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
Very nice. Yeah, so he gets hit by the sacred flame. Since this is radiant damage and not actually a flame, it does do a fair bit of damage to him as you see him kind of, his first moments of life are just, being cracked open and ready to pounce on you guys. And then he's instantly greeted by this paladin throwing a sacred flame at him as he's just like, what the fuck's going on? And hisses at you all as he kind of has this look of vengeance and rage lingering in his eyes. Anything else for your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move a little bit. That's it.
All right, perfect. All right, the fire snake is going up next, so it's going to be his turn, and he's going to be looking towards Iramir. But I can't help but notice that in between Iramir and the fire snake is Maple. So him
Oh
being
my god.
him being an angry fire snake is just going to lunge at the first thing in that direction, and he's going to attempt to bite Maple. That is not going to hit as it strikes out at you, and perhaps due to its juvenileness and never being in combat before, it just kind of misses as it strikes at you and recoils back to its starting position. And now we have Bobby's turn is up next, and Maple, you're going to be after Bobby.
Alright, well,
While he thinks, can I ask you a question, DM?
Sure.
I'm scared. So I have a new sheet, a new character sheet, and I didn't write
Mhm.
down what my health was. Do you have
Oh.
that? Do you have that?
We're screwed.
You
It was
had
like a 1.
No.
you
what
had
was
full
it?
HP. You had 10 out of 10 before on your old character. So because you had full HP on your old character and your new
So I still
character
have.
has a different total.
I thought I was hurt, because that's why we all thought we were gonna die. We were all hurt.
No, I think I healed you
No,
before I went
yeah.
down.
Did
yeah,
you?
he did.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
me and Maple are hurt.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is very awkward. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, you had been healed up to full HP.
Okay.
So I
thank
just
you.
left it like that on your character.
Much appreciated.
Yes, Bobby, unfortunately, you're still suffering the effects of your crippling hangover. So you had to roll twice. You did roll at disadvantage. And you missed the fire snake, probably trying to recover A from the hangover. And also, you just took quite the tumble when you fell backwards getting that egg out in the first place. So you did miss. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
unfortunately, not much else I can do.
All right. Maple, you're up. Katniss, you're going to be following after him.
Okay, well, I'm not going to cast Firebolt at a fire snake. That would be insane. So, I'm going to cast Frostbite, which requires a Constitution saving throw of 13.
Okay. And that is that, and I doubt it's gonna make a difference, but let me check. Yep, it does make a difference. He fails that saving throw. Go ahead and roll for damage.
So happy you made me roll for damage there. I started off today with a strong 1.
Was it really a 1 for damage?
It was really a 1 for damage.
Well, I have great news. This frostbite is so effective that you can feel that when it lands, when that, ice kind of forms around his scales and pierces through the fire, you can feel it does twice as much damage
Ooh, 2.
as it would to a normal creature.
Oh,
As
we're
it
rolling
takes
high.
2 damage.
And also, I don't know if it counts, but it does say it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll. I don't know if that classifies his attack as a weapon, but just as part of Frostbite.
I shall ponder that.
Generally, any sort of attack is typically considered a weapon attack.
Yeah, that's
Unless
what
it's
I'm
a
just
spell.
Unless
before
it's
the end of its
right,
next
magic or maybe a breath attack, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was disadvantage until the end of its next turn, right?
Then I'm going to stand my ground. Not letting some bitch fire snake take me down, so let's do it.
Hell yeah, that's what I like
How
to
much
hear.
HP do you have?
Let's not talk about it. But 1d6 put me in the ground.
I'm putting a little box just so I know that he has a status effect. All right, so that's Maple's turn. Katniss, you're up.
I would like to cast Sacred Flame.
All right, that's a saving throw, right?
It's a cantrip.
I mean, for the hit DC, does it have like a +2 or 1 or something, or does it say save?
It
13.
it just says Dex 12.
There we go. So that means I have to roll a 12 or higher for dexterity for the creature. That's just barely going to fail that save. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Yay! I rolled a 3. 3 damage.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. So he takes that damage, and he is already, you can tell that he's taken a beating. He's already kind of bloodied, one would say. As he is still, even though he's bloodied, he's still able to fight and still angry as hell. Not sure what the fuck's going on in this world other than whatever exists in it must die because it is trying to murder him. Anything else for your turn, Katniss?
It's facing Maple, right?
Previously it was. It's probably going to turn towards you since you're the last person to damage
so
it.
I'm just gonna move a little bit behind Bobby. Sorry, Bobby.
I'll say you're just far out. You're just far enough out of range to not get an opportunity of attack. I feel like that was a little close,
Okay.
but we'll call it, yeah, about 7 feet. So anything else?
Nope.
Perfect. Iramir, you're back up, top of the initiative order. Fire
Okay.
Snake's gonna be after you.
I'm gonna attack it with my longsword. And I rolled an 18.
That definitely hits. As a formality, go ahead and move at least like maybe 2 feet forward, so that you're
Gotcha.
within. There we go. So that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll for damage on that.
3.
Okay. So you go to strike this thing with your longsword, and as you connect with your longsword, you feel a resistance as it hits the scales, and your sword kind of almost gets caught in it. It's still, as you pull the sword away, it kind of nicks it and cuts it, but it does less damage than you would expect.
Okay. I'm just gonna move a little there.
Okay, so since you're within 5 feet of melee range to attack the creature,
I thought 5 feet was a box. Am I
so
not?
I gave you a little
outside
bit
the
of
box?
grace. I gave you a little bit of grace on your positioning there, but in order to hit, you have to be within 5 feet. That's why I asked you to move forward,
Oh.
and you move forward enough for me to get that you're, doing what you're
Okay.
trying to do.
You
So
can
it'd be
opportunity attack me.
1 point damage. Okay. Then he's going to, as you kind of go away from him, he's going to roll 18. So that's going to hit. That's your armor class.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to try and bite at your ankles as you try and walk away from him. Oh, fuck. It's going to be 8 points of damage.
Okay, well, I'm on the floor.
Iramir lies unconscious on the floor, facing death's door. And then that's going to be Fire Snake's turn now. So he has vanquished one of his foes, and he's going to turn to Bobby, who's in the general direction of Iramir at this point, who he just stroked down, and he's going to attempt to take another attack at Bobby. It's a 19.
That unfortunately will hit me.
Oh my gosh, he's going to do another 8 points of damage to Bobby. Holy shit.
I am down. I had
Somebody-
8 health.
Oh no.
And Bobby, it's your turn next, so go ahead and roll a d20 for your death saving throw.
Oh fuck.
Huzzah!
Yes! You feel the urge to continue to fight as you struggle for your breath. Still unconscious, but you could be worse off.
Thanks for keeping that will to live. That's great.
Next is Maple's turn.
I'm trying my best.
Well, I guess all the little bit of fire and embers
And-
on my fingers are gonna have to go a little icy again. We're gonna try and go for a frostbite.
Calm down,
All right.
Elsa.
I have no way of healing anybody anymore. I'm so sorry.
I know I don't.
17 on the saving throw for frostbite.
It's kind of bullshit, but okay. Give me 1 second. On a fail
Oh.
save. What's up? What?
Fuck. We had Fire Snake Boy had disadvantage from your previous frostbite.
It did. Is it on the next weapon attack roll? Just one attack roll, I believe, before the end of its next turn. So
That's
yeah,
not
So
the
it had
that still would have been
disadvantage.
Iramir. That still would have been Iramir. So let me reroll.
Ah, sorry. Yeah.
Iramir rises from.
Oh my god.
Iramir says, "This is bullshit on the planet of sucks camel dick," as she stands back up on her feet with her previous, what was it, 6 HP?
4.
4 HP.
Mary hits the ground again. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, I failed, I guess, on mine. So, am I within 5 feet of him right now? I think I am. okay.
Yeah, looks like
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna have to stick where I am because I can't afford the attack opportunities. So
Yeah,
I
you're
am
just 5
done.
feet. Okay. And meanwhile, keep in mind, Zaylen, this whole time, again, it's not super loud, but you can hear echoes in the distance of people, clashing and things being casted and an angry fire snake hissing, going, "Keep Probably sounds like at a distant echo, not very loud, but again, just putting it out there. And we're going to go up to Katniss's turn. Iramir, you're going to be after Katniss.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to attack because I don't have any spells. I'm gonna throw up. Okay, I'll use my hand axe. Wait, I didn't write it in my notes. Do I have my hand? Yeah, I pulled it.
Yeah,
Iramir pulled it out
Iramir
of-
pulled it out and gave it to you multiple times.
Sorry, thank you, Iramir. I'm very clumsy and forgetful. Okay, so I am going to use my hand axe to attack. Do I have to take a step forward first?
Are you throwing it, or are you trying to hit it?
Fuck it, let's throw it.
Okay, and there you can. That's the average range for you. You wouldn't think twice about throwing it from that range.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm scared. 19.
Yeah, that definitely fucking
That's
hits. Go ahead and roll for
great.
damage.
Oh, 6.
All right, yeah. This hand axe hits this fire snake, and if you remember with the fume drakes, when you threw it at the fume drakes, it got lodged into their chest, into the belly of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
This hand axe, it hits the fire snake, does some damage. You see it kind of wriggle around in pain, but the hand axe itself doinks off, falls to the ground, does not wedge itself securely into the fire snake, as you sense that the scales are preventing the blade from being able to properly damage it. It's going to take half damage on that attack.
Oh no.
When do I get to say that I hear it and I walk in?
At any point.
I hear it and I walk
Any
in.
point.
God damn it,
Okay.
Simon.
You're gonna let me think.
Jesus Christ.
Just
Mommy
give it a
is
coffee.
dying,
Well done.
and now you're coming into the room.
When you get to this point here, where I just pinged on the map, that's where you need to stop. Roll initiative. You can go ahead and move your character right there and roll initiative for me. Actually, hold on. Before you do that, let me add you to the encounter. Okay, now roll for initiative.
Where the hell's my initiative?
Should be in the top, like the top of your screen, but kind of in the middle section. Underneath your
Oh.
proficiency next to your armor class.
Oh!
All right, that's a
That was
number.
a nat 1. Get that out of the way now.
Hey, I mean it's right after Katniss, and Katniss just went, so that actually kind of works out. It's your turn right now.
Oh, there we go.
As you see some kind of form of combat in front of you with all your friends that you had sailed here, they appear to be quite a distance away. To Maple, it's about 40 feet, so you don't have enough distance to get all the way close.
That's okay. I'm gonna cast Sleep on Fire Snake Boy.
What's the distance on that bad boy?
60.
All right, I will say you can't see the fire snake at this point because there's rocks here. So you'll need to get somewhere where you can at least see.
No, hold on. I can see the tip of him.
What is this? A hit for damage or a wisdom?
Can you guys
save?
see this ruler?
He said just the tip.
No.
Oh.
Each creature of your choice. I'll say sure, but I'll also say that he gets advantage on his saving throws because
He gets
kind of-
advantage on a spell because I can't see him. Come on.
yeah. So the way I'll say, right, is you see the tail of something. You're not sure what, right? But this is a radius spell. I believe it's like a 5-foot radius.
Something
yeah,
with
5
an
foot
evil
radius.
tail. It could
So
be
you-
Katniss.
You can see past
Hey.
Maple. You can see there's a tail. All you need to do is hit in a 5-foot radius of that thing.
It's not a
But
tail,
because you
bitch.
don't know the exact location that you really need to nail this thing at, I'll say with advantage. What's the number on that? 13?
13.
And that's wisdom, right?
Yes.
Oh, you're so lucky. His highest number was a 12
Nice.
with no modifier for
Oh my
wisdom.
God.
Let's see what
He's
happens
asleep.
here. Incapacitated until... Okay.
Nobody
The,
touch it.
The fire snake it goes to let out a loud roar as this magical sphere kind of emits next to its feet. It starts to open its mouth, and then it turns into a really big as it falls on the ground, kind of coils up in a little circle like snakes do as it goes to sleep. And you hear fire snake snoring. It's like is incapacitated until its next turn. Anything else, Zalen? Any movement, bonus actions, things like that?
Guys, throw it down the hole.
What hole?
What hole are you talking about?
Did it sound like I was getting farther away?
Yeah, a little.
I
Yeah,
tried. The fucking hole that you guys said that when you pulled the egg out, it was over a hole that let all the gas out.
It's a snake.
Yeah, it was letting the gas out, so there was less gas.
So just to clarify, that hole, it goes up and down. You
Hole
get the
goes
sense that the
down?
gas that was being trapped in the room was gas that was coming up through the hole, getting blocked by this egg, and then filling up this room and filtering into the rest of the cave. So there is a giant, very long hole behind you that goes
Yeah,
up
chuck that
and
bitch down the hole.
But it's a snake. Can't it just slither back up?
I don't know. Throw its fucking ass in the hole.
I'm literally crying right now because of the hissing.
I'm going to say that's so normally when you talk during your turn at a certain point it becomes its own action. I'm going to say all of that yelling was a bonus action for sake of fucking hilariousness, and I'm going to move on to Iramir's turn. So Iramir, the whole crew had heard what Zalen just said. And we're going to go over to Iramir, unless Zalen, if you wanted to do any movement, you still have that.
Oh, I get to move on top of my movement?
Your movement before didn't count until you entered the square.
Burp.
Hell yeah.
So you moved like maybe 5 feet to the right? So you have like, it's going to be -5 of your normal, so 25 feet total of movement.
Wait, hold on. Click my fucking guy. There. That's as far as I can go.
Okay. Now Iramir, it's your turn. You do have 6 HP right now on my screen. It shows 0. So just or 4 HP. My bad. So go ahead and just restore 4 HP. It's your turn.
I don't know how to restore 4 HP.
If you click on where it says like 0 out of 11.
It says failure, success, death saves. That's what it says.
Okay. I'm not sure how to fix that. Sorry. Failures.
If you click on the like little skull head thing, it should bring up your
Oh, I see.
HP and stuff. Then you should be able to just put in a value for it.
Yeah, or just click like heal. If that's still highlighted, you could click heal and just add 4.
Haha, I did it.
Perfect.
Okay. So I'm back up like nothing happened?
Yeah, this is my bad. You're supposed to roll a disadvantage. You're supposed to roll 2 die.
It was divine
you're-
intervention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll call it that.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
If only I could have said that like Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay. That means I need to roll a saving throw. What is
Dexterity
it?
13.
Dexterity 13. Natural 1. I fail.
3.
Are you kidding? He's gonna wake up.
Okay.
Ugh.
I'm literally limping and hobbling. I don't have the
Yeah,
strength to lift up a snake and throw it down a hole. I don't know what to tell you.
Put it on a hole.
Yeah, this definitely hits, connects, does its radiant damage to the creature, and as that ball of radiant energy hits the fire snake and kind of sears its scales even more than the flames that it has protruding out of its own scales, it does wake up and begin hissing in aggression again. It does look pretty banged up at this point, but enough to put up more of a fight. And is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, a bonus action or movement?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It is now the fire snake's turn. Wake on the battlefield once again. It's kind of confused as to what the hell's going on because it fell asleep in the middle of battle, then got hit by some kind of ball of energy yet again. Let's see here. Yeah, it sees Iramir, but I'm going to say it doesn't really know where the damage came from because it was asleep, and it's going to attack Maple, who's the closest target. And that's going to be a 10, 12. Does that hit? Nope.
No.
Just barely misses you again, Maple. You're a lucky man this game.
Boulder.
And goes back to its original spot, and
Boulder.
I can actually get rid of this little thingy here. And it's going to be Bobby's turn. Make a death saving throw, please.
Hiya. Huzzah!
Again, you feel the call to life, the call for battle and rage into your heart as you cling to life yet again, ever so close to fighting death itself.
Question.
Yes.
If he makes another roll and it's good again, is he back up?
He's not back
No.
up, but he's not. He won't have to make any more death saving
I'm
throws.
stabilized.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
For the horde.
Unless he rolls a nat 20, but we'll go over that if it happens.
Okay.
So now, Maple, you're up. Katniss, you're going to be after Maple.
Bye. We're gonna go one last time, tried and true frostbite. That's all I can basically do right now.
Okay, it's a good move.
13 on.
13, you say?
Please tell me you failed.
I'll do you one better, and I'll say 14.
I am pretty useless tonight. Okay.
So it avoids the frost yet again.
Is there any like remaining mist, fog, tall grasses?
In the room?
Yeah, I guess nearby me.
No, I mean, you see those rocks on the map, the ones that don't have grids on them, those are large rocks that you could hide behind, but you don't see any, there's no more fumes, no more mist, right? That's all been evacuated through what you all have deduced by now is a vent for some kind of volcanic gas, right? And there's no grass or anything else to really hide behind in this room at the moment.
Okay, no cave grass. Okay.
No, unfortunately, that quit growing here some time ago.
I guess I'm just gonna anchor down since he's had a hard time hitting me. All right.
Okay. We'll go over to Katniss now. Your hand axe is lying on the floor next to the fire snake, so that's no longer in your inventory. So what would you like to do with your turn?
So I grab my mace from behind my back. I gotta get real close though to use that. I don't like that. Huh. Yeah, I guess I gotta get real close. Nope, I lied. I get my whip. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm scared. I'll get a little bit close, but not as close as I was gonna have to be. And I'm going to whip it.
Whip it good.
I was just thinking that.
Real good.
I
Hey, you
got,
did it really good.
I got 12.
The whip cracks. You hear the echo in the cave as it pa-pa, just barely misses the fire snake. He kind of swerves and avoids it, and now his eyes are locked onto you.
Great. I fucking hate it here. I'm done.
Okay. Zaylin, you are up. Iramir, you're going to be after Zaylin.
Fuck. I really wanted to throw him down a hole.
Do it. Give it a try.
Well, where is the hole?
Let me ping it for you. It's going to be this bad boy over here.
Okay, so... Oh, I have 25 feet. I'm 30. Motherfucker. Okay, if I were to cast something that would make him run away from me, would he jump down the hole himself?
No. If you cast something to make something, I'm assuming you're alluding to frightened, he wouldn't put himself in danger. He would try and get away from you, but he wouldn't put himself in danger.
Don't fucking DM me.
I'm the DM. It's what I do.
All right, I'm just gonna cast.
Are you not afraid of him killing your character off? Like, don't sass the DM. That's the first.
He
fucking
already
rule
took
of
away
D&D.
me fucking a mushroom lady. I don't care
That is
anymore.
not the same thing.
They don't have. They're not sexual creatures. They don't
Do you
have
know- have you
sexual
not watched The
reproductive
Boys?
organs. I haven't actually.
Uh,
But the boys are not myconids, okay?
you can make a hole. That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
I fucking hate it here. I hate it here.
I'm gonna use dissonant. Hold on. Let me fucking. You barely let me do it last time. I'm gonna move here, and then I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
What's that do?
Then a attack roll.
Whoops, that was an attack roll.
Dissonant whispers.
Oh, it's just a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. So we'll keep that damage if he fails this wisdom throw. Natural 1.
13. Oh, is that double for me?
Double for no, it doesn't double for you when he fails, unfortunately. But you how do you usually cast this dissonant whispers? Do you play an instrument? Do you just kind of whisper? Do you yell it? What does that look like?
I take my flute out and I throw it at him and I bap it off his head.
Okay. I'll allow it. That's you can describe. How would you like to do this? You can describe exactly what it looks like when you do this. I was trying to get a more general sense of the scene for future reference, but he is slain, so you can go and describe in full detail, as much as you want, what it looks like as you throw a flute at this fire
I
snake.
throw the flute that had the the ad man
Right,
on it.
the new cool flute. Yep.
Yeah, I take it and then I take in my right hand and I take my left hand and I make the little V thing with my thumb and my finger and I put my tongue out and I chuck that bitch right at his forehead.
That was painful to imagine.
I didn't like
What?
any of that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening
I'm on a
right
shower now.
The fire snake
I didn't
looks
lick
at
it.
you. So the fire snake, right, is not I wouldn't call it an intelligent creature. But as it sees you do whatever the fuck that was, it just looks baffled and confused. As then, seconds later, the flute nails it right in the fucking head. And somehow, even though blades and hand axes and all the other physical damage things bounced off its scale, this flute wedges right into its soft, fleshy eyeball somehow. And it falls to the ground dead, as it hears the echoes of Zailing go "Nyeh, nyeh, nyeh, nyeh" in its mind as it takes its last breath.
It's a little flute sound as it dies.
And that's the combat. You guys are out of combat. Bobby
God.
is lying on the floor. So you guys have about like 10 in real life seconds to take an action before I'm going to require a death saving throw from him.
I step closer to him and I pour a health potion in his mouth.
Okay, great. Bobby, roll a 1d4.
I guess. Wait, where the fuck is the? Ah, there we go. I would roll one.
God damn it.
Oh no.
Yeah, you guys had 5 potions. This is the 3rd potion you've poured, and there is no immediate reaction as you feed this potion to poor Bobby. Bobby, please make a death saving throw.
Alright, he'll come back.
Yeah, but I always said a potion.
Potion was bad anyway.
Oh,
there you go.
Yay,
that's
thank
He's
God.
third success.
Potion does not work, but you get the sense that he is no longer in danger as you hear his breathing return to his body, and he is just lying flat on the floor there.
And you think it worked?
He whispers, "It didn't fucking work," as he goes back into a state of unconsciousness. Oh, let me change the music too.
What?
So you guys have successfully cleared the gas from the cave. The room is lit with the bright sunlight illumination. There's no more threats in the immediate area, so you guys are free to move about, do whatever you want to do next.
Bobby, I've
So
had to
Bobby
change
is
a heart.
fine?
Break this thing.
Bobby is still lying on the floor.
I
In
thought you
great
said you were
pain.
stabilized.
He's stabilized, but he's still unconscious. He can't talk or anything.
I'm gonna poke him a little bit with the flute. Bobby, wake up.
I walk over and I pick up my fucking hand axe.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that.
Does anybody here have rope by any chance in their backpack?
Hold on.
Bobby, by the way, was unaware of any interaction you had with him, Zaylen.
I figured.
No, I do not have rope.
Interesting. Okay.
Would that be in thieves' tools?
No.
No.
Thieves' tools is like lock-picking stuff.
But thieves sometimes tie up their targets.
The rope is separate.
Are you a rogue?
No.
No, you're
Are
a
you
bard.
sure?
The fuck?
I'm getting a lot of
Are you
rogue
sure?
aura.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
that should be who I play.
This is very awkward. Anyways, all right. It was just a question. I pick up my hand axe.
I got a bell. You need a bell?
Need a bell for the ball.
So
Need a
anyway,
bell.
how are we gonna heal this guy? I used
Can
all
you
of
give me
my
another
stuff.
potion?
I have
Ooh,
two
yeah.
left. Iramir, you
can
want to
heal
waste
him.
them?
They are bad anyway.
All right, I pour another down his throat.
I roll another d4.
Yes.
Hey, a fourth time.
Hey.
A 4?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll another d4, please.
Another 4!
Oh my!
Hey.
You rise up on your feet and
Nice.
you have 6 hit points.
Yay!
Yay.
Thank God.
You're doing
And I
better than
believe that's
am.
1 potion remaining.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I have it written
Hey,
down
Bobby.
in my notes.
Can we get out of this cave?
I think we should rest.
In here?
Here?
I think we should hide the egg in a backpack and then maybe
We
go
don't
find
have
the
the egg
up.
anymore.
We
Oh,
broke the egg.
Busted.
okay,
Yes,
never
you
mind.
look
The
on the
egg
floor
is what
and
we
you s-
broke, or what we fought.
This fucking
Don't
girl.
put the
Put her
shit
down
on
the hole.
the shattered bits of the egg along the floor
Uh,
appears to be almost like obsidian, solid black rock. You guys can roll a 1d20. Whoever wants to investigate that area, you can roll a 1d20. That's how many shards of obsidian are on the ground.
I got 14.
You find 14 shards of obsidian.
Ooh.
I put 4 in my backpack.
Hey, can I have one of them?
No.
I will
You can.
take 3.
These are such
You guys
odd
are
numbers.
greedy. One.
Okay, so 4, 3, 1. Okay.
Is that in the actual game's equipment?
What?
A shard of obsidian.
Yeah, like in the
Well,
inventory?
Maybe.
I just wrote it in my notes.
Yeah, I'm writing it down as well.
I suggest we go to the front and find the big mushroom. I would
Who's
like
big mushroom?
I would like a long rest. I'm very tired and irritated.
I
Can we do
concur.
something about this necklace?
What's wrong with the necklace?
It's evil.
I feel like you knew that a while ago.
I did know that. I was trying to scam the man who gave it to me, and it didn't work. So I'd like to take this off. He threatened my girlfriend. So let's get this thing the fuck off me.
He
I can't
threatened
move
your
it.
girlfriend.
Your
Who's
girlfriend.
who?
Yeah, who? What?
Fucking mind your business. Let's get this thing off me.
You talk to us like this, and we don't want to help you.
Yeah, I'm not inclined to help you.
Yeah, no.
But it'll
You
help
sound
Bobby.
like you've been eating mushrooms.
How the hell, Bobby?
Oh
you
my
are what
God,
brought this on to
guys!
Bobby.
That was crazy.
I didn't even hear it.
I
Don't
Why is
missed
that
know
it.
if I want
crazy?
to.
Because of what he just came from doing.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ. He He said
didn't
you
even
sound
make
like he said you sound like you've been eating mushrooms.
Gosh.
To be fair, according to the DM, I didn't get to.
That's true. So this isn't sexual.
But I'm pretty sure breaking this heals Bobby. That's what the one lady said.
I-
The hot old lady.
I can't
could
keep
take my
track of the
sword
ladies.
and cut your skin off.
I'd rather you just cut the chain.
Is it not still going to be stuck to you?
I don't know. I can still move it around. See, I can move and it pulls off my chest. I'm just saying. I can't remove it from my body.
Like you can't, or it won't fit around your head.
Eramir, I will hold his
The fuck is
arms
this?
behind his back.
Is it a large head?
Okay, can I use my sword to break the chain?
You can certainly try.
Oh my
That's just
god.
so dangerous, man.
How many more potions you got of healing?
One.
One.
And I'm not
One.
using it on you.
Okay.
I'm saving it. Eramir, should I rub the necklace down with holy water first?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I take my holy water out of my backpack. I put a couple drops on my finger and I barely, gently rub the necklace.
The water turns black,
I'm scared.
and your fingers start to sear as smoke arises from your finger as the water itself burns.
She's a witch.
I always knew you were a devil.
See?
Okay,
My
I don't think
priestess.
this is going to come off at all.
Mm.
You didn't even try with the sword.
Can I?
I
Can I go
don't
like
have any
Nightcast?
magic. Let me smite it. Let me go sleep and then I can smite it when I wake up.
Can you just swing on it?
Oh, I'll swing.
Are you
Okay.
really
Swing on
hurt
it
right now?
while it's on your neck.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I don't give a shit. And I'll hold it out away from my body and just come down clean from just top to bottom.
All right.
Can I cast guidance to make this easier?
Sure.
Can I cast
I-
Bardic Inspiration?
Sure.
I'm very pleased about the pain on my fingers.
Do I need to roll
I
anything or can I
devil-
just swing my axe?
Absolutely, you need to roll to hit.
But with
Which-
advantage, right?
Yeah, we'll say with that's what guidance does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, advantage.
What am I rolling?
Well, it adds like a
Your-
1d4.
Your
any, like,
longsword
ability
attack,
check.
right? That's what you're attacking with.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you roll an extra 1d4 for your, I guess, accuracy.
So do I roll a
You
hit?
add 1d4
first?
to your total number
Oh,
for your roll.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me before we do anything, let me read the description of guidance because it sounds like it's. I don't know if it's doing multiple things or if things are. getting
No, it
mixed
just
up
says
here.
they have a
Spell items.
1d4 added to any ability check.
Okay, so you're asking for advantage for like practical purposes. It's not actually written in the spell. You're just saying.
Well, yeah, like I would say, like if you're rolling d20 and it was like a 15 to hit, and she rolled a 12, but then rolled a 4 on the 1d4, then it would,
Right. So that wouldn't be advantage. That would just be adding d4.
Yeah, sorry, I guess a
Gotcha.
modifier. My apologies.
He also gets a 1d6 for Bardic Inspiration.
If you miss this,
Okay, so do I roll a hit DC or do I just roll the damage?
Your hit DC. You need to do the hit DC.
I rolled a nat 20.
Nice!
Oh.
Yes! Eramir, I love you.
Aramir, you are guided by Maple's druidic influence. You're inspired by Zalen's sweet songs. And you tell them both to shut the fuck up. You got this. As you, with all of your strength and might, haul that longsword above your head and strike down, channeling your holy divinity to guide your blade true. And you strike exactly where you're aiming for, the exact chainlet of that amulet, as sparks emit probably about 10 feet on the left and right of where that strike landed, and the blade comes hurling back at you right back above your head. Did nothing to the amulet.
Well, I tried.
It looked really cool.
it did, and it felt cool.
If she cuts my head off, does the potion heal that?
I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna
Okay,
go.
why don't you
I'm
just
gonna
lift
s-
it off?
I was
Why don't
gonna
you
say,
just
can
lift it off?
Can I walk? Oh, wait, hold on here. Hold on.
We
let me
could
try.
have lifted it this whole time.
I don't
Can I
know.
use? Can I use a
I
sickle that I
fucking
have?
hate Zaylan.
Yeah, I do too.
I saw what I did to her hands. So can I use my sickle to like hook onto the necklace and just try and lift it off his head?
You can try, sure.
You hear
I'm
leather.
gonna try.
I have a
You
feeling it's
hear
not
leather
gonna come off.
squeaking as I'm just wringing my whip between my hands because I'm so fucking pissed off.
Oh, I rolled a 15.
Yeah, I mean, you hook around the necklace and you go to pull, and it easily the sickle, not the amulet, easily slides off of the amulet, leaving the amulet exactly where it was attached to Zalen's
At this point,
neck.
I say we killed Zaylan and we find somebody else in town who is a rogue to come travel with us.
Guess what? I'm not a rogue. I'm just upset.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed that you fucking put it on in the first place. Okay. It's recording. We are live.
Okay. Kingston Cantrips, not sponsored. So you guys walk into this cavern. You see this large mushroom person that's around 10 feet tall, much larger than the other mushroom people, a lot thicker as well. And all the other 8 mushroom people, myconids, are surrounding it. It has faint purple markings left on its body from where it had been absorbing the gas. Notices the adventuring party enter the chamber, and it turns to you all.
Are we in the big room?
You do you have the map open? Do you see your character?
I have the map open. I see that I'm in like the little pathway, but everybody else is still. Oh,
Oh, I just saw you move drastically.
map
You're with
refresh.
everybody else. There should be a really big mushroom person icon.
I don't see a big mushroom person icon.
Zoom out.
What are you?
How far?
You're next to them now.
Yeah, I moved her.
Okay. Well, let's refresh the map page.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll refresh mine as well, just
Oh,
in
hey,
case.
look! I
it's-
see a big mushroom person.
Okay,
Thank
that's the
you.
mushroom person. And they turn to you and they say, "Hello there. You must be the people that have saved my colony. To what do I owe this debt of gratitude?"
Is this
Bye-bye.
telepathically?
Yes, it's all through
Okay.
the spores.
Because they don't have a mouth, right?
Correct.
Fortunately.
As you post that thing in the D&D chat. I would like to speak with. Do we know its name? Sorry, like, were we told the name?
The mushroom friend from the previous session told you its name is Sinessa.
Sorry. Sinessa.
Yes, you are most peculiar looking. To what do I owe the pleasure of speaking with such a interesting creature?
I going to pretend that didn't hurt my feelings.
No, please understand that we live our lives in the dark with only the rocks and the soil. It is my dream to one day see the top world and see a tree for myself. But I digress.
You could just go
Oh.
outside.
I cannot. The sunlight is harmful for me and my colony. We must live in the darkness, unfortunately.
You
I
can go
like.
outside when it's nighttime.
I say
We
I
can bring
take
it
my.
to you.
Can I take my hood and just pull it over my head and go? Try a cloak.
You are quite creative, but I fear that would not help. Anyways, I was at death's door near moments ago, and I now find myself greeted by 5 brave, courageous young adventurers. Please, tell me why you have gone out of your way to do such a kindness for our colony.
We are looking for a big red mushroom.
The ruby
Ah.
mushroom, to be exact.
The one that's attached to you.
We need that.
You guys don't see a red mushroom attached to him. The purple markings were from the poison you deduce based on previous information you're given. As of right now, you do not see a ruby morsel or anything red in this room, just to clarify.
Yeah, Zaylin just thinks he does because his brain is addled from that necklace.
That is true. And the spores as well, the hallucinatory spores.
Yeah.
But anyways, you do mention the ruby morsel to Sinessa, and Sinessa says, "Ah, I suppose it is true what I have heard, for your world nothing is free. Now I must say that the ruby morsel is a sacred relic belonging to every sovereign, and it is the lifeblood of their colony. To be a sovereign without a ruby morsel is to live without breath. But alas, I and my colony would be dead without your assistance. So I see no other recourse than to grant you what you are bargaining for."
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Is there any way we can get another one?
Unfortunately, there is only one ruby morsel for every sovereign in a colony. A ruby morsel is a mix between arcanic and natural healing elements. We actually had a druid that lived here for some time that studied it and told us all about some of the more practical uses that you on the top world use it for. He was able to tell us that unfortunately, to sever the ruby morsel and to consume it in any portions would render the benefits useless. It must be a whole in order to have any kind of healing effect.
Okay. What was that guy's name again? The druid we were trying to save.
That guy
Was it
that you're trying to
Tarnak?
save, he's not a druid, but his name is
Tarnak.
Tarnak.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can I ask him, who is this druid?
All guy
Ah.
goes by the last name Akumb.
The fuck?
Yeah, wait, what?
That was Kodiak.
Kodiak, R.I.P.
No, Fallacious Comb does not ring a bell. This druid stayed with us many, many cycles ago. He unfortunately passed away from, we fear, advanced age, but he stayed with us
Advanced
for
AIDS?
age.
Oh,
But he
I-
stayed with us for quite some time to study some of the more interesting bits that he found in our colony, and we allowed him to stay in exchange for his protection.
I let out like a small maple tear.
I lick my lips.
Now,
I
give me one moment while I retrieve this ruby morsel for you. He turns around, starts walking towards the back of the room, and you hear the giant thud as this gigantic mushroom is kind of causing slight tremors in the ground beneath you as he makes his way to the back. And in the back of the cavern, you see it's almost like vines and roots have been twisted and covering a small portion of the wall and on the floor. And he kind of waves his magic mushroom hand, some spores fly out, and once the spores connect with these twisted roots, they start to recede down into the ground. And you can all see from where you're standing a bright red glow emitting from the ground, emitting from a very special looking mushroom on the ground as he kneels down, picks it up with great care, picking it up by the root, sinking his hands into the soil to grab it all, picks it up and starts to make his way slowly over to you, causing those same tremors that get a little bit more powerful the closer he gets, and he extends the ruby morsel out. Please, accept this with my most sincere gratitude. All that I ask that you do with this ruby morsel is that you do not see it go to waste. It is most precious. And he extends it out, and anybody from the party at this point would be able to come up and grab it.
Can I grab it?
Yes. And what is your name, young one?
Bye. It's Maple.
Maple. I know this may be a strange ask, but would you humor me by just
letting me feel the bark on your skin.
I extend my hand out.
He
Hey,
has.
bro, you're getting felt up by a mushroom.
He's a giant 10-foot tall
Been
mushroom. His
there.
hands are massive, probably bigger than your entire head. They could easily
hot.
wrap around you and probably crush your skull. You gather from the strength that this being seems to have, but you
I have
feel
no
a,
fear.
a gentle touch as he kind of traces the bark on your arm and just kind of feels the
Ooh.
general texture of a tree.
That is most interesting. I hear that trees on the top level make a great host for mushrooms and other plants. I think you'll make a great host one day.
I don't know how to respond to that, mate. Are you? There's. This touch didn't have any other context to it, did it?
No, you get no kind of
Okay,
sexual anything.
okay.
It was you get the sense it was genuine curiosity and almost infatuation. Like he really, really wanted to touch a tree and has never got the chance to. So you can tell from the way he's kind of moving his body language. He's very grateful for this moment.
And I respond with and I hope it produces gym thick mushrooms as well.
I am as confused by that as you seem to be by my query. But nonetheless, I do thank you for the opportunity of fulfilling a dream I've had for a long time. And, in fact, would you accept a gift for your humoring my request?
Aye.
And he again kind of saunters around the room, big trimmers, kneels down and picks up this little stick and saunters back to you and says,
This is the staff of the druid that lived with us. It is the last of his belongings that we have in this cave. We've kept it, well, I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. We've just haven't gotten rid of it. Perhaps it will serve you the way that it served him.
and hands you a appears to be a quarterstaff, but it is a solid black quarterstaff. At the very tip of it, at the the end of it that you would use to hit somebody with, you see an intricate carving of a cat's head on it. Is there a particular cat you would like to see carved into it?
Like a type of cat? Like,
Yeah, type of cat-like creature,
Like
whether
one
it's a
with
house
the
cat.
top hat.
I want it to be a lynx.
Yeah, you see an intricate carving of a lynx's head. It's kind of hissing and showing its teeth. You see the whiskers have been carved into it. And again, solid black staff, except just underneath its chin where its neck would be, you see almost like a sideways hourglass that is white. One might call it a bow tie.
A tear sheds, and I walk over, and I just give him kind of a hug on his leg. This means so much to me, mate.
I'm glad I could give you the same joy that you gave to me by fulfilling my dream. And, of course, saving our colony. Now, the rest of you, you are all welcome to stay here for as long as you like. You are one with our colony now. If you need to rest or restore your strength before your journey back to wherever you came from, you are more than welcome to stay.
I say
So-
we rest up here.
Thanetha,
Yes.
this mushroom and you are one, right?
In a sense, there's a great connection between us, yes.
Oh, so it is connected to you. Got it. All right. Thanks.
Yes.
Fucking. I look at your.
It is
your
the
glance and then
symbolic
walk away.
heart of a colony.
Yep.
Okay, so can we carry the mushroom, or is it too big?
No, it's I would say
got
maybe
it.
a bit bigger than a normal mushroom, but it's not large by any means.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
imagine like the size of a human heart, right? It kind of looks like a heart too, and the kind of almost has like valves in it that kind of twist and emits that bright red glow.
Bobby, you should eat that, and we should all go sleep.
Are we not going to talk about the person we're supposed to be taking it back to?
I
I mean,
We have to make a decision.
As much as I appreciate the sentiment for using it for myself, we are here to get it for another.
he sounds sober now.
I think he's been sober,
Sober
just been
and
hungover.
longing for drink.
I too
Okay,
would
well-
like. I would like to eat and go to sleep. A long rest, please.
We can just talk about it when we wake up.
Let's talk about it in the morning.
I'm gonna sleep right here in between these mushrooms.
Girl,
What?
don't make me sleep by you.
No,
in the
you are
mushrooms.
gonna sleep by me in the mushrooms. You're sleeping right here.
Oh. She fucking yoinked me.
Okay, so is everybody going to be taking their long rest?
Yes.
You sure you
Yep.
want me to sleep by you at the very beginning of this night?
If everyone else is taking one, I might as well do so as well.
You guys all find comfortable spots, whether close or far to each other, to take your long rest. And as you guys are trying to get comfortable and fade into a very much needed rest, you all kind of reflect on your journey so far. You guys remember escaping barely with your lives from the compass rose as it sank on your journey here. You think about the zombie attack on the beach and how you had to fend off those creatures, about how Bobby was wounded. You think about all the kobolds in Runera and the two humans you met in Dragon's Rest, and you think about the attack that night at the dinner and how you saved Grandma Sparkles and probably the rest of the kobolds as well with your heroic actions. And now you have cured an entire colony of sentient mushroom people that seem to be wise and old, that have lived life here for some time and were plagued by this massive trouble. And you have cleared all that danger in the short time that you've been on this island. You all feel a sense of purpose, courage, and heroicism. And as you reflect on these things, you are all able to collect yourselves and advance to level 2 during the long rest.
Wild shape.
Hell yeah! All right.
Now,
so, yeah.
what's up, Doc? I didn't mean that. Shit.
Not the first time I've heard it.
Golly.
I was just gonna say, hit DC or not hit DC, fucking health. Jesus Christ.
Health. Oh yeah, roll for health. So everybody has a different hit die for your character. If you go into what's it called? D&D Beyond, you're looking at your character sheet, right? In the top right of your character sheet, you'll see like an anvil and a hammer. It says go to builder. Click on that bad boy. It'll take you straight to your class menu. And then you can advance yourselves to level 2, and it'll say manage HP on that screen as well. Say what hit die you need to roll. So I'm looking at Maple's right now. His hit die is a D8. So Maple, what you'll do is you'll roll a D8, and you'll take that number, add your Constitution modifier as long as it's not negative. If it's negative, ignore it, and you will add that end number to your total max hit points.
So, I already have a level
uh,
2. How do I pull him into this campaign?
I don't think you can. I think when you join
What?
the campaign, you have to select a character. That's why I had everybody make copies, so you can just reference like what spells you chose.
Oh, okay. You
stuff
just
like
want me
that.
to do it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
How do I know my constitution?
Well, I'm taking average.
Oh, that's another thing. If you roll low, you can take the average number.
Yeah. Did you roll
Maple-
a 1 as well, Jerky? Because I
So
also
I-
did.
I did
I
roll a
rolled-
1
I
out
rolled
of 12.
7, which is great.
I rolled a 1
Rolled
out of 10.
7? Yee. Dang.
You don't roll 2. You only roll 1.
Yeah, just the one. Yeah.
Maple, your Constitution is 2, by the way.
Oh, it's +9.
So for you, I'm looking at you. For level 2, your average HP would be 16. So if you rolled like a 1, right, that would give you, I don't know, whatever 1 plus 2 would be. You can take the higher number, which would be the average.
3.
Okay, I think I'm a little bit confused. My max
Yeah,
hit points
I'm
right
not-
now is 10, right?
I'm looking at a level 2 maple somehow. Did you already level up?
I just clicked it as level 2. I haven't actually finalized anything.
No, it's final as soon as you click it. So I'm seeing
Well,
that.
it's final
thing.
now. So,
I see your maximum is 12, right? So go down to level 1.
oh,
And we need to know your base starting point, right? So your base is 10, okay? So you're increasing from 10. So you roll your 1d8 now before you level up to level 2, right? And let's say you rolled a 1, right? That was your roll.
No, he rolled a 7.
oh,
You rolled a
7.
7. Okay. A 7 plus your constitution, which was 2. So you get 9. So your total HP at level 2 would be 19.
Ooh, so that's actually 3 better than the average. Okay, so
Yeah,
do I level up to level 2 first and then just go to override HP? Is that what you want me to do?
Exactly. Yep. That I would love if you would do that. I set everybody's character to be manual rolled HP. I'm not sure if that worked the way I wanted it to, but it's fine. We'll overwrite it.
Okay, so I'm sorry. What did you say about the manage hit points?
Let me do a brief screen share.
So, on my thing, there's a thing that says total average HP.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like the HP that I have is not taking into consideration a roll for this level up.
All right, so I'm streaming D&D Beyond right now. I'm looking at Maple's character sheet. Just as an example
Hi.
here. So he's already rolled
give
his
me
thing, right?
1 second on that.
So he already rolled his number, and what he did is he just went in here into override HP and said 19, because that's his base 10, plus the 7 that he rolled, plus his modifier, which was 2. So overall, he'll have 19 HP, and that's just his override HP there. If he had rolled something that would have been like a 15 or lower, he could have just taken the average HP so he doesn't get fucked by the dice.
But I was 9 before this
Mm-hmm.
whole thing.
Right.
But I could just right now roll 2d8.
It would be 1d8. You only roll 1 hit die.
It says 2d8.
It's 1 hit die.
For cat, it says 2d8.
2d8 is if you're taking it's different. It's for like a short rest, right? And you want to regain HP, this is how many hit die you could roll. But when you level up, you just roll 1 of these bad boys.
Or I could just take the
Average.
okay,
So this
let
middle
me roll
number and the
1d8.
potential values. I would roll, see what you get, and if it's bad, just take the average.
So me and
Oh,
Jerky
baby,
can
it's
take
a 7.
16.
Correct.
So I just took the average number that was listed.
What'd you say, Doc?
It was a 7.
7? Okay, so that's probably better. And then also look at your constitution. If you have a +1, +2, plus whatever, you can add that number to your roll. If it's a negative, don't worry about it. Ignore it.
If someone has negative constitution, I have questions.
I have +1. So that means I'm at 18 health? Or am I at 17 because I was at 9?
God, this is way... I'm sorry, I didn't really prepare for this as much as I should have.
It's fine, I'm just going to take 17.
You rolled, right? You rolled?
Yeah.
So you take the number you rolled.
Yep.
Plus that modifier.
Yep.
Add it to 9, which was your original HP.
Alright, I'm at 17.
Perfect.
Also,
Thank you.
side note, for that quarterstaff, is it a specific type of quarterstaff I'm going to add to the inventory? Like, is it a special weapon? Is it just a fancy one?
It's a special weapon. I'm going to drop that in your inventory right now. Thanks for reminding me.
Thank you. Okay, I wasn't sure, Dad.
Did you
I
just
will
call
add
him
it for
Dad?
you.
He said what
to
to add.
add.
I
I said
heard
what
that
to
as
add.
well.
I was like, I wasn't sure, Dad. I'm like, oh.
Okay.
What you
I'm
don't know
confused.
actually, he's actually my father.
Question, Sarah?
Yes. I'm confused about my HP. Mine says total average HP 11. But 11's what I already
For
had.
level 2
I thought we
or
did
level
HP
1?
before we leveled up.
Right. So you roll. You use that base number, right? So 11's your base number. You
Yeah, I
roll
rolled a
your
1.
you roll your 1. So you would just go to level 2, and that level 2 you would take the average HP at that level. I know it's confusing. There's probably a more efficient way to do this. This is my first time having to manage a group doing this. I barely know how to do it myself. I've only done this like 2
You're
or 3
doing
times.
great, sweetie.
So
Doing awesome.
So mine, it's just your average, right? Or do I still get to add +2 from Constitution?
it would just be your average. The average
so
would be
I'm at
factoring
17.
in.
Yeah, the average should
Can never
factor that
really
in.
get level 2 spells.
Okay.
Okay. Sir Cat, if you refresh your screen, you should have a special new staff in your inventory. Yeah.
Ooh, I like it. It weighs nothing.
It weighs 4 pounds on my screen at
Oh.
least.
Oh, sorry, the cost is nothing. It's 20 cents.
Any more questions on leveling up or HP? Iramir, I know you didn't make a copy, so
No,
let
I
me
did. I did it while you were doing the whole
Did you
Doc
do
fucking a
the
mushroom thing.
Did you do the spell choices as well?
Yeah, so I was confused about that actually.
Yeah. So it looks like you have an extra spell at this level. Right now you have 2 out of 3. Let me do another screen share here. Share screen, change stream to this. All right. I'm looking at your thing. I'm sharing my screen. Hopefully you're looking.
I'm looking, yeah.
So in your class menu, right? First of all, you have these fighting styles down here. Anytime you see a blue exclamation, that means you can select something. So you can do this down here. That should be straightforward. But the spells also are kind of hidden. So right
Okay.
here, you can click down the spells, and you can look at this number here. 2 out of 3 means you're missing a spell, and you can just go down here and find one of these spells and have it prepared. So you can take your pick of any of these that you like that sound cool. You're going to have a moment to kind of go through these. There's going to be some kind of, we'll call it NPC interaction that won't really affect you. Goes for everybody, actually, except for one player. You'll know who you are when the time comes. If you want to dig deeper into your thing, if you haven't had a chance, you can use that time to do so.
Okay.
So I am going to, whoops, don't want to share that. I want to share my music. Okay. All right, I'm going to proceed with game stuff real quick. If there's more questions by the time I'm done with this dialogue, then we can address those before we continue. Sound good?
Yes.
Perfecto. Okay, so everybody falls into a nice, lovely sleep. Everybody's very tired, most probably beat up, unless you're Zaylin, who kind of showed up at the end of the fight and saved the day,
good.
more or less. Yeah, you're perfectly good. You probably don't need a long rest, but you figure, why not? And, dear Zaylin, you again find yourself having a strange dream as you sleep. This dream is different. You do not find yourself in a ship like last time. You find yourself looking out, looking far, far away from you is a vast, almost endless winterscape filled with light snow on the floor. It crunches beneath your feet as you walk forward, some flurries still falling down on the ground. In front of you, maybe 30 or so feet, you see a giant tree with a very thick trunk and base that kind of protrudes upwards with many, many barren, empty branches with no leaves or any sign of life on it. It looks like it is a old, withered tree that hasn't seen a spring in a very long time. And while there aren't any leaves on this tree, you do see what appears to be hundreds and hundreds of ravens perched on each of these branches. And from this distance, you can tell that these ravens look more or less normal, except for their eyes. Their eyes have a white, almost milky hue to them, with the swirling, almost smoke effect inside of them constantly swirling. And these ravens are all watching you intently. As it says, "Hello, Zalen." And when it says that, it's all of the ravens in unison that speak. "I've been waiting for you." Zalen, are you going to respond,
I'm
or are you just
I'm
waiting?
staring at her. What do you
Okay.
want?
It is so nice to finally meet you. I've been watching you since you've come onto this island. Since you've taken that thing around your neck. Something that belongs to a great enemy of mine. I am here to make you an offer to help you get rid of it and to help you seek vengeance against the one who has cursed you with it. Are you interested in hearing more, young Zalen?
Maybe. We're doing a pretty good job getting it off right now as is, though. Just saying. But what do you got?
Well, I make a simple offer. I know you, Zalen. I know you maybe better than you know yourself at this point. I know that you seek power. I know that you are an agent of chaos. And that is something that I admire about you. As for the power, I could grant you some of my power in exchange for helping me with fighting against Orcus, restoring me to my former glory, and protecting the sanctity of death.
Okay, and who are you? The
They call
Crow?
me the Raven Queen.
Oh.
I am the goddess of death, winter, and fate. And it is fate that has brought us together, young Zalen. I believe we could
Do
be
you...
very beneficial to each other.
Okay, do you always look like a raven?
Not always, but for quite some time.
Can you take physical form?
Oh, you do love your questions. Zalen, to answer, no. At this moment, I cannot take a physical form, but that has not stopped me from achieving very many things.
Why do you need me?
I don't need you.
Oh, that's hurtful.
It's more so that you interest me. I think you are the most peculiar little thing that I've seen in quite some time. And I think I can give you some of what you want, and you can give me some of what I want. That is a win-win, as some might call it.
So you take this necklace off me, and I help you defeat Orcus,
Yes, baby steps,
and I
of
get your
course.
powers.
Yes, baby steps, of course. I can
Okay,
destroy this
okay.
amulet right now, right here.
Okay.
All I ask in return for doing you that favor is to find the rest of the undead that, quite frankly, you have brought on the island in a manner. Destroy them and protect the residents on the island from being spread upon the undeath curse. And
Okay.
then you'll have my power to help you do that, of course. And if you continue to help me in the future with similar tasks, I could perhaps see making you more powerful.
Okay. So that's all you need from me, is just help. You don't need anything else.
Well, power does not come for free. A favor is a favor, but everything does have a cost. You see, I'm the goddess of death, right? And I am merely a ferryman to bring a soul from the material plane into its next realm of existence, wherever that soul may end up. But souls, when they cross over, they do not carry their memories.
those memories are normally lost and forgotten for time eternal. Everything they've ever been or ever known, lost. But I cannot stand that thought, so I collect the memories of all the souls that pass through me. I collect them, and every memory of a particular individual becomes a feather amongst my flock. And you see, again, hundreds and hundreds of ravens. And you got to think about how many feathers an individual raven has. And that one feather is all of one person's memories. So just think about the exponents happening there of how many souls this actually compromises and how many memories are in front of you. So for you, when you do pass from the material plane, which sadly will happen one day, I shall keep your memories in my tree. And for now, to start this, shall we call it pact, all I ask is one memory. Your most precious, most powerful memory. It will be as if it never happened, and you'll be none the wiser, but I need some connection with you if I'm to transfer this power, if I'm to guide you on future journeys.
Fuck off.
Very well, young Zaylen.
I'm gonna try and cast Dissonant Whispers in here at her. I'm gonna take that flute out and throw it up at her as hard as I possibly can. I'm not sure if it'll do anything, but I'm going to attempt it at a pure rage.
Nah, you look for the flute, you don't find anything on your person, no weapons or anything, and you find yourself unable to cast anything. But the ravens just look at you and they say, very well, young Zaylen. You are not obliged to make any agreement with me. But just know that if you're ever looking for my help again, it may not be there. I look forward to collecting your memories one day when you do pass, and going through and feeling all the regret you feel from saying no to this.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Send me back.
And as she says that, all the ravens kind of croak at once, and you find yourself back in the mushroom colony. At this point, it would be morning time unless anybody else was going to be up to anything during their long rest.
When I wake up from that, I'm gonna pull the flute out of my backpack and then kind of study it and think
Okay.
about my memory, or think about the vision that I saw.
Gotcha. Yeah, you probably wake up, we'll say you sleep for 6 hours, so you get the hour requirement for a long rest, and you probably spend another hour or so studying this flute while everybody finishes up their long rest. And I'm going to drop a item in your inventory for you to study. Anybody else up to anything over the course of the night? Any nightly rituals, Katniss?
My goddess was so happy with all of the pain that we had because we sucked at that fight that I only have to whip myself 3 times this evening. Iramir.
You only wet yourself 3 times?
Whip.
Oh.
Iramir, would you like to assist me?
Assist how?
Would you like to whip me?
Heyo.
I'm sorry?
Zaylen is looking over intensely at this conversation.
You're not even in the room with us.
Yes, I am. Look over here.
Here he is.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Iramir, I'm just asking. You can say no.
Yeah, no, I'll whip you.
3 times, please, on the back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll whip you once. I'm not making the noise.
I
Okay,
can't.
whip
I
you
didn't
again.
think you were going to say yes.
What?
She said, what? I thought you were going to say no.
And I'm whipping you a 3rd time, bitch. Now go to bed.
I'm going to dream about new spells.
I
Okay.
need to lie down after watching that. What did you put in my inventory, by the way? Is it the top thing?
Yes, it should start with the word pipes.
Yo.
Okay, it doesn't.
Go ahead and refresh again.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
a question, actually.
Yes.
I didn't even know I had a javelin.
I didn't know
So
you had one either.
can I just change that to a short sword instead? Or something else?
Sure.
Since I never used it. I actually don't know how to even use it. It's not like an action for me.
Probably because you don't have it equipped. Yeah, it has to have that. There's a box beside each item that you can like attack with, right? And you have to click it so that it's red, and then it'll show up in your
Ooh.
actions. But yeah, there's you can get
I
rid
didn't
of
know
the
I had a
javelin.
shield either.
Yeah, you've had a shield equipped this whole time.
I didn't know about the Ashes of the Righteous either. I haven't looked at anything, so
Ashes of Righteous, I DM'd you about, I think, before the first session.
yeah.
I
When I
will admit
saw
I
it, I
kind of
kind of
forgot
remembered.
about it. The second time it probably would have been useful, so my bad.
It's okay. I should have looked at it. And then, is it okay if I changed some of the spells? The cantrips? Or no? Should those have stayed the same?
Let me check your class, because it varies from class to class. I'm not sure what you're allowed to change.
Okay. Let me know.
So you can change your prepared spells when you finish a long rest, but you can only replace one spell on your list with another. It doesn't mention anything about changing cantrips, so those should probably stay the same.
Okay. You'll figure out how to do that. And then looking at my spell sheet, I have 1, 2, 3 divine smites. I don't understand why.
Your spell sheet, like your character spell list, or
Yeah.
Gotcha. You probably is this once per long rest. So one of these is from a long rest. I have no idea how that happened. I am confused. So 3 prepared spells. What the fuck? Yeah, that's weird. I'm looking at your spell list. It seems like everything's as it should be. So, not sure there.
Yeah,
And where did
Don't
you
know.
access your cantrips to change that? Because I don't see any on your paladin spell list. Did you go into your background section?
No, when I went and did manage character and levels, I went to it was background, yes.
Yeah,
Magic
background.
Initiate.
Yeah, those magic initiate ones need to be their
I
original
changed them back, yeah.
cantrips. Sweet. Paladin smite. You always have the divine spell. Oh, okay, so you can unprepare the divine smite. Cause you, as part of level 2 paladin, if you look at your class features, the last box there, paladin smite, says you always have divine smite spell prepared. In addition, you can cast it without expending a spell slot, but you can only do it once per long rest. So basically, you can free up one of your 3 prepared spells and still have access to divine smite.
That's cool.
That is very cool. All right. Okay. So there's some whipping that went down, lots of sleeping, lots of slumber. There's an option on your character sheet. I don't know if I went over this, but there's a thing that says long rest at the top of your screen, kind of towards the right of where your character name is. So you guys can just click that and it will do a long rest for your character, restore all your spell slots and your HP automatically for you. So everybody did that, got some rest. Zalen had a freaky dream. He said no to the weird bird lady. And yeah, we are ready. You guys are ready to tackle the day or evening at this point. It's probably, I'd say around 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. when you guys wake up from this post-battle rest. Oh, and Bobby, sorry, almost forgot. You are not hungover anymore, sir. You are completely unencumbered from the effects of your alcohol. So congratulations.
Huzzah!
But I need you to roll a d10.
D10.
Sounds good.
I got a 10.
Your movement speed is reduced by 10.
Shit.
You
Damn.
feel your body feels slower, and it just feels like everything you're doing doesn't have as much oomph behind it. So you move a little bit slower as your bones start to feel a little older than they should, and your muscles start to ache with pains as you move them about. And the mark on your neck, now all the way down both of your arms and your torso and up into your face, you can see your veins have turned a black color. So you just have these black veins kind of spiderwebbing across your body, and they're spreading down towards your legs now.
Oh, shit.
What was wrong with Tarnak? Did we know?
You guys don't know exactly what happened,
He had
but
boils.
yeah, to
Oh,
recap
that's
what you
right.
saw, he had extensive labored breathing. He could not breathe correctly on his own. He has been in a coma for about a week, and he had large purple growths all over his body. I will say that the purple growth that you saw looked, and keep in mind, you healed him and cured poison, and the cured poison changed the purple color, right, to a more flesh skin color, reduced the swelling of several of those growths. But the purple you saw on him before you did that matched the purple of the color you saw on Sinessa, and it also matched the purple on the mushroom that had attacked Katniss.
Okay. Okay, are we all awake?
Yes, everybody is awake.
Yes.
The day is yours, or evening is yours, I should say.
So what's the play now?
Bobby, we need to talk about this mushroom.
Okay.
You need to eat it. You literally look like a dead person.
But then Tarnak will.
I
surely
can't
die.
hear you. You're sleeping with the big giant mushroom.
Oh, on my way. I did sleep with the giant mushroom. I apologize. I'll wake up and slowly make my way over there.
I knew that touch was more than just curiosity.
Don't judge my mushroom endeavors.
Like, really,
I
from
get it.
you? Jeez.
No, I get it.
Okay, well, I feel like Tarnak is gonna get healed just by being out of the cave. Because he clearly had the same sulfur poisoning that all the mushrooms had.
Why can't
Which
they just
should
eat it
go
at the
away.
same time? Like,
Because I asked
Everyone's
this
always
Dogs
said
piece
that
of
it
spaghetti.
can't eat it.
If it
Yeah,
breaks
they have to eat the whole
so.
thing.
even if they ate it like two dogs and a piece of spaghetti?
Yeah.
Lady in the Tramp style?
Bobby, I don't know how
Okay,
much time you have left before you turn into a full-blown zombie. Oh, like 2 days maybe, but it's up in your face.
Well, it's not going to take us 2 days to walk out of here and go to the other guy.
That's the other problem. We don't have a boat. So how are we even gonna get to Tarnak?
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Maple,
I-
can you
That's
expand
crazy.
your hands to make a boat and then chop them off? I saw it in a movie once.
I am not made of rubber. I am made of wood.
You made of wood. Yeah, I don't need a rubber boat. I need a wood boat.
Are you suggesting killing me?
No, he
I'm
wants to
suggesting-
maim you.
No.
He wants to amputate your arms so that we may use them as
No.
a flotation device.
Nothing will
Saying he
regrow
extends
my...
his arm.
No.
And then we cut him off.
No,
No.
we're
He
not
is
maiming
not
Maple.
Groot.
I don't know who a Groot is, but I am a person first and a tree second.
We listen and we don't judge.
Anyone got a boat in their back pocket?
No.
Do mushrooms float?
Why don't we ask
Not clear.
Senesa if he has a boat?
I think it's a she.
What the
Actually-
Mushroom Man from the first Mushroom Man that you met is nearby and overhears this conversation.
Pardon me, do you have a boat?
No, we do not have a boat, but I could show you a path out of the cave to go on foot,
Yes, please.
but first I have to ask if you could do a favor for me.
Ah, we already did one, man.
Yeah,
What?
I was gonna
I
say,
brought
didn't
a
you just do
bag
a
of
huge,
moldy
massive
bread.
favor?
Absolutely, sir. What can we do
Never
for you?
fucking
God
do.
damn it, Maple!
I know that you have saved our colony, and I'm grateful, but my friend Kraz was murdered by the two dragons that came in here. And I just want you to find them, since you are so strong and capable, and I want you to kill them the way that they killed Kraz.
Do you have any features? Like, did they have a tattoo or a scar or
They
a funny
were-
eye?
I've never seen anything like them. They were small dragons that flew through this cavern, small as in the same size as you, looking at you, Zaylin.
No, they're
Uh.
2 feet. I'm 4 feet.
Can kobolds fly?
You remember Mila had wings, but she couldn't fly. Her wings appeared broken.
Oh yeah.
We offered
Would
to
I
fix
remember
them. She
anything from
said
the
you-
library about kobolds flying?
That's right, Maple. You arrived earlier. Yeah, I mean, there's general books sure about kobolds and different types of kobolds. Winged kobolds is it's kind of like having, I don't know, like blonde hair, right? It's a genetic trait. Some have it, some don't. I'd probably say the majority aren't winged. And you
Are-
didn't encounter any other winged kobolds in the cloister except for Mila.
Ah.
Yeah, but I'm blonde, so what does that mean for me?
It means you're a very special
up.
boy.
Means you're winged, but you can't fly.
How
Ah.
exactly did they kill your friend?
Yeah.
They burnt him alive. These
Oh, what the
dragons
fuck?
didn't breathe fire. They had a machine that spit fire out from it
Huh?
and
They had a flamethrower?
incinerated him in front of
Ah.
me.
Jesus
In this
How
year
did-
of 1200 BC of our Lord, they had a flamethrower?
How do I get a flamethrower?
Maple,
Shit.
I'll say that since you were reading in the library, learning about the history of kobolds
Yeah.
for the rest of the party, you did learn, general culture about kobolds, and a lot of them are what you would call tinkerers.
Interesting. Okay. Can I ask him a question?
Mhm.
How did he smell?
The fuck?
What?
Probably like a burnt mushroom.
Oh no, the
When this happened.
What?
Maple! This fucking tomfoolery. I'm gonna go get a donut. I'll be right back.
Sorry.
Don't do anything
Um,
crazy. I'll be right back.
Beyond flying and the tinkering flame gun, did they say anything? Did they speak any language?
Yes, they spoke the language that you're speaking now, and I also heard them speak something else I couldn't understand. And they were in the southern cavern trying to dig something out of the wall. And when we got our reinforcements and we all chased after them, they flew away and they left something behind on the floor down there.
What? Oh, you didn't bring
Can
it
you
with
show
you.
us where it is?
Can you show us? Yeah.
Yes, I will show you. It was a book of some sort, and we just left it.
Oh, the
We're
book.
not
Oh, God, I gotta
much
read
for
it.
reading.
Yeah,
And he
same.
lures you down into the southern cave
Lures.
here.
Yeah, he
That
said that on
sounds
the
great.
last time.
What's that?
You said lure.
Whatever.
It's eerie.
It's Irie.
Get out of here.
So is it the way I'm saying it, or is it the word
No,
itself?
no. I
No,
think
it's
it's
a
just the
word.
word implies
Okay.
negative context.
Yeah, my bad. Just to keep you on your toes. Everybody roll a d20.
Kill me.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Passive-
just
I rolled a
kidding.
19
That's
actually.
passive persuasion.
Oh no, I think I wasted a 19.
No, it's fine.
12.
Okay,
I'm
so
glad I
we're
was
there.
slow on that one.
You guys enter the southern cavern after being lured by this mushroom man. There's nothing dangerous down here, but you do see in the southern part, like most southern part, where there's a bunch of shit on the map. You see very large, one might even call them gargantuan bones, sticking out of what appears to be rocks and pieces of the side of the cave that have been dug up very quickly in a rush, and some of the bones appear to have been snapped off. You can see a book lying on the floor beside this area as well.
Can I take the book and open it up?
Absolutely, you open the book
Actually,
up.
hold on. Yeah, open it. Why not?
Do we know what the
Oh, sorry, you
bones
don't need to
go
open it.
to?
I didn't mean to put
Oh,
words in
okay.
your mouth. What do you want to do?
Does
No, I was
anybody
gonna say,
have
can I
detect
inspect the
magic?
book? Oh, yeah, you bet I do.
Yeah, we need like detect good people.
Well, I was gonna inspect the book first, and then I
Okay.
think detect magic is a fair thing to do. So when I look at the book, does it? Are you writing on the front? Anything that stands out?
Yes, there's strange writing on the cover of the book. That you, what languages do you speak?
Oh, I speak Common, Druidic, and Elvish.
Yeah, it looks fucking weird.
Aye, looks fucking weird.
Does anyone here speak Draconic?
No.
Katniss, Bobby?
I am but a simple farmer.
He speaks Common.
Katniss.
Bobby, you might want to
No.
double check your character sheet.
Sorry, I was eating my
Wait,
donut.
for real?
I think
No,
so.
Wait,
Shut.
actually?
No,
Okay.
speaks Draconic.
Oh my
Apparently
god.
I do. I
have
just
no
didn't
idea
think
how.
there was a
History.
world where they give a barbarian draconic for no reason.
I was kind of thinking the same thing, but I just let it rock.
We'll toss it over to Bobby.
Have a look.
What do you mean I can't read? Why do I understand this?
Well, Bobby, you recognize the voice crack, puberty. Sorry, you recognize that it's draconic, right? But it's kind of similar to if you only know like modern day English, right? And you were to pick up an original print version of Beowulf, you can tell it's loosely a language you know, but it's very different, ancient, and hard to read. You can't really decipher anything it says.
Like me trying to read Aragon.
Yeah, or me trying to read literally anything. But I will say, actually, for now, I won't say anything.
Massachusetts. What does it say on the front? Nothing?
Massive two shits?
Actually, I will chime in real quick. Maple, you don't recognize any of the words, right? But the shape of the glyphs, you would call them, I guess, looks similar to something you might have seen in the library back in Dragon's Rest.
Ooh, do I have to roll for that one?
No, you will not be able to decipher it at all.
So
but
I
I'm
just
just
know
saying
it's
it
familiar,
it
okay.
looks similar, right? So
I'll-
you've seen it before in the library.
Does the book smell?
What is
Oh my
with you
gosh,
and
what is
smelling
up with
things,
you?
Maple?
Smell.
Can you just share with me what you're trying to figure out? Because I have no idea how to answer that.
Sorry. just like the cloisters. Maybe they have a certain smell, like maybe they
Oh,
smell
okay.
like.
So you're trying to pick up the scent of
Mhm.
people at the cloister or things around the cloister.
Actually,
Oh my god.
can I do something?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, you see me kind of. Hold on. Let me just make sure I can actually. Hold on.
Is he finding that clip again?
I am just maybe, but no. I just want to look at the 1.5 or the 1/4 CRs for a wild shape.
What?
Okay.
Mushroom. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
There we
So in front of you, I just kind of like look up to the sky and look down, and then I will touch my chest. And in front of you, I will morph into a wolf.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
I burnt a wild shape. That's gonna hurt.
Ruh-roh.
Burr.
And I would like to smell the book.
Burr, burr, burr.
Nice.
The book smells stinky. It smells like wherever it came from is not well kept, and the things that were writing in it or were carrying it probably haven't had a bath in a long time. You smell that general scent kind of around where you saw those bones sticking out of the cave. Kind of concentrated there, and kind of maybe there's a light scent leading out the cave, but nothing stands out. It's not a familiar scent.
It's not a
And
trackable scent.
I would say no, because once you exit this cave, there's that, a giant ocean, the wind
Good
breeze
dog.
carries everything. Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought I'd get that a go. I'm still in a wolf format, but I'll tell people it doesn't smell like anything useful, in case you were wondering.
Can I ride you?
That will kill me. Please do not.
I'm not that big.
Oh, actually, then hop on.
Oh, Mushroom Man, what is your greatest self-defense weapon in this colony?
I would say the greatest defense is in numbers. And I, like all other myconids, can emit spores to alert all of our friends that are nearby or
Like a
not so
physical
nearby.
weapon.
Oh, I usually just try and clobber people with my hands or sit on them.
No, I'm ready to go.
Oh.
Where did you go for what?
Don't owe that.
He said.
Oh, you were looking for something to steal.
No, I was looking for something to persuade him to give me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to persuade him to sit on you?
No, I'd like to persuade that mushroom lady to sit on me, though.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
All right, just show us the way out.
Oh, yeah,
Man wants to taste nature.
follow
Okay,
me.
so-
And he leads you back down to the where you came from the cave, right? But some time has passed, and the water has entered a low tide, right? So it's not as high up as when you first came here. And now that it's at a low tide, you actually see a small path that you could walk. The edge of these rocks you're able to walk on, and they lead down what looks like a well walked on path. And the mushroom man looks at you and he says,
If you follow this path down, there are some rocks you can climb up that will take you to the top. That is the way Tarnak usually takes when he doesn't visit us by boat. And he's able to walk from there back to his home. That should lead you in the right direction.
I will say to him in my wolf form, "Thank you. We will
Bark.
find who killed them, and I will get back to you."
Thank you, Tree Dog. That is much appreciated.
Oh shit, that must look so strange. Can I take the lead as we walk back so I can smell things?
That's up to your party.
You and your sniffer can go ahead.
I just want to lead us to make sure we're not going to danger.
Where's the path? I don't see it.
I don't either.
It's use your imagination. It's
Oh,
not really
okay.
well. It's logged in the book. It's just not drawn on the damn map.
Okay.
It's where this water is. This is like during
Went the
high
wrong
tide,
way.
it's filled with water, but at low tide, it's supposedly a pathway. So
I lost my icon.
right round.
Yeah, where did it go?
It's in the bottom right. That's where I thought the pathway would be. The gray area ate it.
Oh, I see you. Here you go.
Thanks.
So yeah, are you guys leaving the cave now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Where are we going, Mabel? Okay.
All right. You guys emerge from this cave.
We're a pair.
It's just one path. It's
I'm on your back.
That's true.
You guys emerge from this cave. It's just one path. There's not really many options. Eventually, the path does wind into these kind of rocks. Almost look like stairs, but a little less clean than the stairs that were at the entrance of the cave proper. So you guys are able to get up there. Of course, you guys feel that sea breeze as you walk along the ocean. Kind of smell that salt in the air again. The sun, it's 5 p.m. at this point, a little after 5. So it's getting darker, like the sun's just starting to start its way down, but you'll probably have light for a few more hours. And once you guys climb up these stairs, kind of get to the top of this hill that's like the top part of this cave. If you think about it that way, you'd be standing up on top of this thing. You're able to see kind of far out in the distance the cloister and the dragon statue that sits upon the temple. You can kind of make it out from here. It appears to be a bit far, but you do have a general direction to walk.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Zaylin, you know they're not going to let you back on that friggin' island, right?
Yeah, they will. I'll talk my way in.
Maybe we can convince. What's her name again? Forgot it.
Renera.
Renera. Sorry, thank you. Maybe we can convince Renera to help us remove it from him.
Is that the hot lady?
That would be the hot lady, yes.
It's the old lady.
Hell yeah. That's the same person.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys travel straight across, the most forward path you can possibly think to take to Dragon's Rest, right?
Yep.
All right, very well. So you guys walk down this path. Some of the pathway that you're walking is kind of almost uncharted territory. It looks like it may have been stepped on by a few people, but it's not like a well-paved road or anything, right? So there's lots of trees overhead in some areas. Encounter some, maybe a waterfall or two, very majestic views in this island. And you guys just walk for, we'll say, 2 hours straight without any kind of interference or anything to really bother you in your way, unless you would have had something that you wanted to do along the way. But if there's nothing that you would have done, you walk uninterrupted for roughly 2 hours. From the last vantage point you had to kind of gauge the distance to the cloister, you're pretty close, probably over halfway there, but there's still a bit of the ways to go. And as you guys are walking, you're going through kind of like a clearing. So the center part that you're walking through, this clearing you're walking through, there's no foliage or cover or anything. To the right and the left is a tree line of sorts. And as you guys are walking, the sun is, again, it's not dark yet, but it's getting there. You can see the sun. The sun's kind of at your backs, casting the shadows in front of you. They kind of lead your way as you walk down this path. And I'll say, Maple, go ahead and make me a perception check. You're in dog form, right?
I am in dog form.
Bark.
Yep.
Bark, bark.
So it's 15.
15? Okay. Yeah, you're sniffing the air. You don't think you smell anything. You don't hear anything. Everything seems fine.
Okay.
And then you guys hear, all of you hear this, not just the dog man, but you guys hear a faint rumble overhead.
That was faint.
Oh,
That was terrifying.
Peeking the microphone.
You're so close to your mic. Oh my God,
sorry.
you scared me.
It sounds like a menacing thunder sound.
Okay.
Oh.
Menacing, you say?
Thunder sound, you say?
It is a dragon. I stand behind Eramir because I am scared. Eramir, hold me.
I look up hopefully. Scanning
So-
the environment.
Yeah, you look up, And which way are you looking? You looking dead ahead? You looking all around?
Is there a specific sound or area I would have heard that rumble
It
from? Or just
sounded like it's coming from behind the way you're walking, so towards your back.
Okay, I would look back behind us and if that's where I heard it from.
Cool. You look up, and it's kind of hard to see. Make me another perception check, actually.
Yeesh, 14.
14. Oh, that's good enough. So it's kind of hard to see because you're staring at the direction of the sun, because that's where the sun's shining, right? Because the shadow was in front of you guys. You're now facing the sun, so you got to squint, and it kind of blinds you for a second when you look. But then you see there's a dark spot in what you're looking at, in the sun as you're looking at it, and that spot gets closer. And as you notice this, the other people facing forward still, you see your shadows in front of you, but very soon there's another shadow that is overtaking all of your shadows. As you hear that menacing thunder rumble get louder. I did that further away from my mic, so hopefully
Thank you.
that fixed some of the issue. And now I'm gonna
Cut
need
it a little bit on my end.
it's fine. I'm gonna need everybody to make a stealth check at this point, as this thing in the sky is getting closer to you.
God damn, I have someone on my back right now. Am I at like disadvantage for that?
I'll have you two roll together, and I'll take I'll call it like an average or something.
Stealth. Where
Okay.
the fuck is my stealth? Oh, at the bottom. Oh, no.
Ooh, 21.
Stealth.
We're rolling stealth checks.
15.
Yep.
Oh, we're rolling
18.
stealth checks? Whoops.
Yeah, keep that 16, Zaylin. Add your stealth modifier.
But that was an initiative
Well-
roll.
I know, but it's a
Oh,
d20.
that's a 7.
So you weren't here when I
Okay.
went over this, right? So I talked about this the last session you were in the beginning of last session. If it's
No,
the
I
same
remember.
type
I
of
listened
dice,
to the
okay.
damn thing. So what? I got a 16.
Yeah, you got
I
a
got
16,
a 20.
6. So 20 and 21 for the dog and halfling duo. Bobby rolled an 11, and Iramir 18. Katniss, what was yours?
Mine was 16, but my modifier is -1, so it's 15, right? Is
15,
that what we're
yeah.
doing?
Yeah, it's 15.
Okay.
So all of
Um,
you,
I did that
I have a
right.
question.
yes?
My stealth has a disadvantage on it.
Ooh,
Should
oh,
I roll
Katniss, I
again?
believe you
Yeah,
also have
I do
disadvantage.
too,
Yeah,
'cause I was
both of you
at
roll
red
again,
D.
please.
God damn it.
Yeah, anybody with heavy armor,
Oh.
for the most part, is going to have. Oh, damn, Iramir.
14.
Yeah, it almost landed on the 1.
Shit. 14, you said, Katniss?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as a group, you all see the shadow closing in, and you all attempt to hide. You duck into one of the tree lines closest to you, and you see this, what appears to be a blue dragon, get lowered down to the ground, and you can feel the wind that it's kind of flying beneath its wings. This dragon, I should say, might be smaller than you imagine. Still looks ferocious, and you probably wouldn't want to fuck with it, but it is not. It's definitely not the size of the bones you saw in the cave previously. It looks to be on the young side, to say the least. But it is big enough to kind of generate a little bit of wind force beneath its wings. You guys feel the trees kind of bend underneath that wind, kind of brushes some of you guys as it flies right over where you guys were, maybe 50 feet in the air above of the clearing, and it soars over. Does not see you, but you see it in the distance. It turns around to make another pass. Further into the tree line you guys just jumped into, there's kind of like a cliff edge, and you do notice a cave in there.
Let's
I
go in the
guess
cave.
go. Yeah, I guess go in the cave.
Okay. So
What do you wanted?
Yeah, I guess cave, yeah.
cave is 30 feet away, so you would be able to get in there before the dragon comes. So you guys do not need to make another stealth check. What's up?
I forgot I'm riding him. Because I'm at 25, but I'm riding him, so.
Yeah, you're riding him. It's fine. So you guys are able to get into the cave, and you guys enter this cave to flee from this dragon that's
What do you
searching
wanted?
searching for you. Hey, you guys could have stayed out there. I just gave you options. You guys could have rolled for stealth again. But now that you're in the cave, you see a.
I don't like the way you said that.
Yeah, he said, "What's it too late?"
DM, I don't like that.
You see what appears to be another dragon in there.
Can we roll for stealth again?
Oh no, he sees you. This is a small cave, just big enough for this dragon to fit in there. Same size as the other one, mind you. Smaller than one might imagine a full-grown dragon to be.
Bobby,
And
tell him we come in peace.
before anybody can say anything, he looks at you and he says, "Why, hello there! You all have come to do one of two things. You have either come to exemplify your valor and courage, all however futile they may be, or to bask in the greatness of Lord Adron of Dragon's Keep." Hold the applause.
I can't clap.
I love him.
Why, hello.
Ah, I see you guys have come to do the latter. How wonderful. What brings you fine adventurers out to this remote cave to seek out the great Lord Adron today?
We were getting medicine.
Oh, how wonderful. I think we could all use a bit of medicine from time to time.
He says, as you all kind of notice that in his belly he has this huge gash straight across with blood still leaking out. I wouldn't say pouring, but there is a decent amount of blood on the floor of this cave that he doesn't seem to be grabbing or mentioning other than the comment about the medicine.
Do you need healed?
Do I need healing? I am one of the great dragons of Dragon's Keep. I don't require healing. In due time, I shall be as spit as a fiddle. But if you were to offer your assistance, I would be able to grant you the honor of helping such a great lord.
Can I get anything else from that?
Well, why, I would offer you an autograph, but I do not have my pen and paper on me, unfortunately. I left that back in Dragon's Keep before I departed.
Do I know
don't have
this
anything.
man from
Do you
any
guys eat
books?
treasure?
Make a history check, Maple.
18.
You don't recognize Lord Adron, but you did read some books and lore when you're in the library at what's it called, Dragon's Rest, and you did read about Dragon's Keep. Dragon's Keep is a pretty remote, I guess you'd call it a kingdom. It's a really big castle that's nestled up in the mountains. That's home to a family of dragons, bronze dragons. And they all live there, and they're basically like their own little society. And they rule over some nearby areas, but they mostly keep to themselves.
Could I see the color of the dragon outside by chance?
Yeah, the dragon outside was blue.
That's right.
What about this
Can
one?
I?
This
he's
one is bronze.
Can I ask him? You wouldn't be happy to be running away now, would you?
Oh no. This, my friend, is a tactical retreat. They teach us this in Dragon's Keep school, you know.
Okay, can I roll like a perception check on that man so I can call him out?
Absolutely. Perception, maybe insight, either
Insight?
one. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, insight. Oh no, I'm dumb. 6.
You don't notice anything else other than, you see the gash, obviously. You don't really know what caused it, or can't really see his demeanor other than what he's presenting. Just kind of at a loss.
A tactical retreat from what? Can we ask?
A tactical retreat from the bowels of evil itself. On this island, dear friends, there lies an evil dragon named Sparkrender, and I've sworn to destroy that evil from this world so that it may be perished forever.
Okay. And how's that going?
It is going according to plan. I righteously and selflessly and courageously and bravely and valorantly engaged in one-on-one combat just a few nights ago against Spockrinda, and he used his nefarious tricks to summon a slew of clouds and lightning storms to try and shroud his visage. But I met him in the clouds, and I fought him, and I spewed my great fire at him. But he used his dirty tricks, and he tried to shoot his viral lightning breath straight at my dragon eggs, and I was temporarily dispelled from the air, but I was quick to make a recovery. And I sprouted back into the air and made my tactical retreat so that I might catch him when he least suspected.
Your dragon eggs are okay?
Yes, the legacy of Lord Adron shall live on.
What color is this Spockrinder?
He is a blue dragon, one of the vile chromatic dragons that plagues these lands. A follower of, and he looks around really cautiously for the first time. I don't want to say scared, but the first time you've seen him hesitate to say something as he says, Tiamat.
Brew puddle.
Yes, take your time. I know you must be overwhelmed. I shall be here when you are ready.
I will turn around
You can't
to
take a dragon egg. That's what you're gonna ask.
No, I'm not asking about
is-
that.
is-
Also, I'm not sure if dragon eggs is a euphemism for his balls or not.
It's not.
That's what I was thinking.
It is.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's funny.
So I'm not gonna take one of those.
I'm glad you
Now-
I
called
did
it
not catch that.
How did we get it, but you didn't? That's funny.
I just thought male dragons could have eggs. I don't know.
His little-
So
Okay, anyway.
Katniss, what was the good dragon and which was the bad dragon?
Wasn't Bahamut?
Bahamut's a good one.
Yes.
Tiamat's
Tiamat's the
the bad
bad one.
Okay,
Mm.
I just wanted to make sure we were on the same side here.
Mhm.
Okay, so we are.
Okay, so we are.
Yeah, the chromatic dragons are bad. That's what
That's
Renard
right.
told us.
So what do we do? Do we help him kill the blue one, or do we, I guess, leave?
Leave.
If we leave, he's out there. The blue dragon's out there.
His,
Yeah, but we don't.
his
It's probably not that
tactical
much
retreat
farther
did
to
not
back
work.
home.
The dragon is outside his hole.
I would like to end my wild form. So I'm gonna come back to human form. So I'm gonna unfortunately knock you out.
Tree form is what you mean.
I'm going back to my human tree form. Yes.
Well, elvish, but okay.
Bert.
What?
You're an elf, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. Wood elf tree form. That's a lot of words.
You mean you people?
What?
What do you mean, you people?
What do you? Okay. Can I go over to him and I guess I'm gonna use Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I'm not using up a spell before we probably have to fight a dragon.
You walk up to him and he says,
So I see you are the one that has volunteered to be supper tonight. How brave of you. You shall be remembered for time eternal.
Salty.
I'm just kidding.
He actually tastes
for
really
your
good. He
friend.
tastes like syrup.
I'm gonna kind of like be approachable, hesitant, and then kind of take a step back and look at the group and go, "Do I do this?
It's up to
yeah.
you, buddy.
Just do it, I guess.
I guess we're on the same side. All right, this might hurt.
What's gonna
Yep.
hurt?
and as he
Just-
says that, you cast the spell.
I need to touch you."
Ah!
5-star acting. 2d8 plus 3, whatever the healing is.
All right. Are you going to
You
are you
gonna
rolling
roll it?
that or
Yeah, sorry, I should do that math. Hold on here. 2d8. 1, 2. Oh, he's gonna be healed. Oh, that's bad.
Quit
12.
using those dice.
12.
Okay. You see that gash that was across his belly instantly heal back up. There's still some, a little bit of blood left out that had already poured out. and the dried blood, of course, but the actual wound itself is completely healed.
Ah, why, thank you, dear friend. I was joking about eating you and remembering you forever, but now I shall remember you forever for this. Your actions show such great courage and tenacity to approach a fearsome beast like myself, overcome with fear and overcome with the great admiration you have for Lord Adron.
While
Your
he's talking
efforts.
and when he's rambling, can I pull out a single good berry in my hand and just hand it to him?
Yes, but you'll have to cast Goodberry because it's been over 24 hours
Oh
since
no,
the
it
last
has.
time you
Okay,
cast it.
I apologize. It has been. I apologize. I'm not gonna do that. I will start to walk back towards the group.
Ah, yes, I'm feeling much better now.
You're welcome. Now, how can you help us?
I will give you the pleasure of watching me engage Sparkrinda in mortal combat.
All right.
I shall rest here a bit. Perhaps I shall fly back to Dragon's Rest first and confer with Runara. She is, after all, the one who had given me the information before to strike Sparkrinda. Perhaps she has learned something new that can aid me in battle.
Could you help us get back there?
Yeah.
Well, I fear that Sparkrinda was just flying outside. I could hear him flying and roaring and spending his energy, wasting it looking for me while I tactically recover, of course. And I fear that my form and my, let's call it, fashion may draw the attention of him if I'm to fly through the sky or to try and crawl through the jungle. So instead, I would suggest that you all go ahead of me, and then I will fly after you guys are safely in Dragon's Rest, and I shall meet you there when it is safe to do so.
What? How are you gonna get out there anyway?
I will crawl out there and fly in the air, the same, do the opposite of how I got in here.
Wha
Okay.
Okay.
We will talk to Renara about this interaction and hopefully gain some light.
Is there
Yes.
anything else in this cave?
No, it seems pretty empty. It looks like it is probably a wild animals cave at some point. There's no belongings or anything like that. It just happened to be a good place for this dragon to hole up.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good. Let's start walking
Uh,
out.
Good day, adventurers, and thank you, Tree Man, again for your valiant efforts.
Sorry. No problem, sir. Bye. Later, Gator. And I walk away.
You guys emerge from the cave. Doesn't appear that the blue dragon that you now know to be named Sparkrender is flying by. You guys hadn't heard him in the cave actually since that second pass through. So he appears to have left the area he was searching. Again, you guys are a little over halfway to Dragon's Rest. It's more or less a straight path from here.
I think we should
Yes.
probably just continue on.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Yeah, might as well keep going back.
Yeah, sure.
You guys continue back to Dragon's Rest. It takes you roughly an hour and a half. So I think that was 3.5 hours total of traveling you did. It's 8:30. So it's just the beginning of nighttime by the time you guys get there. You guys get close enough to Dragon's Rest that even though it gets a little dark for some of you without dark vision, that with the help of your friends, you're able to navigate without issue the remaining 30 or so minutes in the cover darkness. Find yourselves at Dragon's Rest, and it is getting pretty late. We have about 13 minutes left. So I'm going to leave it up to the group if you guys want to try and get some more NPC interactions and do what you want to do at Dragon's Rest, or if you guys want to call it and pick up here at our next session.
Can we go see Grandma Sparkles?
That
Why Grandma
sounds
Sparkles?
lovely.
Because she was a
Absolutely.
beautiful lady.
Can
hungry.
I
She got
split off from
pancakes.
them and go try and find the hot lady?
Renera?
Yeah.
She hates you, and you're going to get in trouble.
Hey.
You
it's
have the
fine.
necklace.
It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So who's going to Grandma Sparkle? Who's going to Renera?
I'm going to Grandma
Oh.
Sparkles.
Actually, I guess I would. Renara.
Mabel. Come on, Mabel.
All right. Bobby, you have a preference?
Oh, I'll just follow with the majority of the group.
It's
It's
2 and
divided.
2.
Yeah,
Two.
it sounds like 2 and 2 right now. Roll a die.
Be the majority.
I'll go visit Grandma Sparkles.
Okay. So 3 of you all 5 travel up the staircase. Let me take you back to Dragon's Rest. So 3 of you, or all 5 of you, travel up the stairs. Grandma Sparkles, she has little quarters in the kitchen area, and then Runera, the 2 of you seeking her out, you remember that she spends her time either in the library or the temple. So the library would be that first stop right beside the kitchen if you guys wanted to search that first. While you guys are kind of debating on which one of those 2 places you want to go check out, the group seeking out Grandma Sparkles, you find her tidying up after dinner, because it's a little bit after the time that they normally have dinner now, and she's doing some dishes, and she sees you all walk in after being away for a full day at this point, full day and night cycle. Oh, hello there. It's so lovely to see you all again. How was your trip?
It was good. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling mighty fine. Another day in paradise, I might say. You 3 look mighty hungry. Can I whip you up something real quick? I was just cleaning up after dinner, but I can sure find something for y'all.
That
Yes,
sounds
that would be
lovely.
wonderful.
Any special request?
Not pancakes. My syrup man is not here.
Oh, okay. I'll find something. And she goes and she starts cooking in the kitchen. You guys have the free range of the kitchen to sit down. There's pitchers of water still left on the table from dinner that Grandma Sparkles hasn't quite cleaned up, with some clean glasses that were not used. If you guys wanted to pour some water or something. And the other 2, which building did you guys decide to check?
Library first.
Library first.
Yeah, library.
Okay, you guys open the library door. You see Runera sitting at the small table to your right when you enter. And she has her back turned to you, turned to the door, and you hear her say, welcome back, Zaylen. I didn't think it would be this soon since you were able to find your way back into the cloister.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
I was doing better a mere moment ago.
Oh god, she's
Well, I'm
roasted.
sorry that Maple makes you feel that way, but I think you're a pretty good guy.
Poor Mabel.
I got a couple things for you. First off, let's let bygones be bygones, and you help me get this thing off my neck, and I'll do nothing for you. I'd like to roll persuasion.
Jesus
Go
Christ.
for it.
Hey, that's a 21.
Zaylen, I never wanted anything from you. I simply wanted to help you. If this is your way of saying you are giving me permission to get rid of that evil, accursed object that you have for some reason attached to your neck at this point, I would be glad to do so.
I mean, it was a pretty noble cause. I wanted to try and get a dragon.
You hear the heaviest of sighs emit from this person. Okay.
And this'll heal Bobby.
As far as lifting his curse, his affliction, maybe. As I mentioned, I'm not an expert in these things, just what I know and what I've encountered before is sometimes destroying the object will heal the afflicted, sometimes destroying the person that bestowed the curse, sometimes you might even need to do both. I have no idea which one it may be in the circumstance or if it's something entirely different.
Hey, fills me with a lot of confidence. Let's do it.
That's what I'm here for, Zaylin. She kind of motions you over to the table, and she stands up. She reaches down, kind of kneels down to get level with you. She's rather tall.
Bro.
I mean, she's like 6 feet tall, and you're like
She's
4.
gonna be
Actually,
up
probably
there.
less than 4 feet. But she
Why
grabs.
are you laughing? You're the same height.
She grabs the amulet with her hand, and you remember some of the previous attempts to grab the amulet were not met with success, and you yourself, you're not able to move it. But she's able to freely grab it without any kind of repercussion as she starts muttering some words, and this light starts to emit from her hands. She'll say something that sounds very spelly and sacred and blah blah la 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 as you see
That's
this
all I
giant giant light emit from her hands and takes over the amulet. For a brief second it emits in light, and the clasp of the amulet is undone and it falls into her hand. She says,
Damn.
"Thank you, Zaylin.
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
will take this to the temple and I will destroy it. I hope that it heals your friend, but I cannot make any promises." And then
I
before
try
you
and
really get to say anything,
never
she
mind.
starts walking away and goes straight up towards the temple to perform some other kind of ritual that she says will destroy this amulet.
Can I yell at her before she leaves?
You can, yes. She's sick as ailing it right now, but yes, you can.
ran
Same.
across a dragon called Lord Adron.
Is he okay?
We found him in a cave. He was bleeding. I healed him.
Oh,
He said he'd
thank you,
come
Maple.
back.
That is good news. He's been missing for a while now.
Is he always a little,
Full of
pompous?
himself. Yeah.
Yes, in that regard, the level of pleasure I take in interacting with him is probably the same as interacting with your friend Zaylin here.
I
But
understand.
he is a kindred soul, in a manner of speaking, and I do welcome him and any other of the metallic dragons here at Dragon's Rest. He
you.
arrived. You're welcome. He arrived some days ago, and
Okay.
I tried to stop him from acting so irrational and seeking out the fight that against Sparkrender that he did, especially on that stormy night, but he could not be stopped. He was convinced he was more powerful than any other dragon or force of evil, blah, blah, blah. You've met him, I'm sure you understand where this is all going. But yes, I'm glad to know he is alive and that you have aided him. That means a great deal to me, dear Maple.
I do. And one last thing. I found this book in a cave with some of these myconids, and I can't read this book, but I recognize some of the symbols. Do you think you could help me decipher it?
There's a look of shock and almost horror as she sees the glyphs on the front of it. You found this in the Myconid cave, the same one that Tarnak visits?
Yeah. Myconid said that 2 flying dragons came in and burnt one of his friends. He wouldn't tell me what it smelled like, but he said that his friend died, and the book was left.
2 flying dragons. Did he mention their size?
About the size of Zaylin, right?
No, slightly smaller.
Slightly smaller. Sure. Slightly smaller than Zaylin.
Mech and men.
Mick and Min?
What was that?
Mech and men, yes. They are 2 former residents of this cloister. Brothers of our dear Mila. They have been following Sparkrender for a few months now. They left the cloister and because of his promises of power and treasure beyond their wildest dreams, he poached quite a few of the kobolds from the cloister. It was not always as few as you see today. Meccan men are, while still not the brightest followers one could have when it comes to kobolds, they are quite handy. Whatever
Yeah,
they're
apparently they
doing
made a
can't be up to good.
flamethrower.
Oh my gosh. She puts her hand on her forehead. The fire chucker is what they called it. That is a plan they made a long time ago. And in fact, Mila might have more information. I believe she was involved in the original design before they started following Sparkrender. This is not good news.
And they're worshippers of Tiamat, is that correct?
Yes, correct. Sparkrender is a chromatic dragon. By nature, he is driven to follow Tiamat's. Most of Tiamat's followers seek to return her to the material plane so that she may cast hellfire, damnation, and death across everybody who is not draconic, to enslave everybody else. Of course, Bahamut is here to defend us from that should that time come, but I do not wish to live in that world. Not yet, anyways.
All right. Well, I appreciate your help.
Of course, Maple. Anytime.
You said she had, the bad guy had a lot of gold?
Sparkrender, I don't know if he has a lot of gold, but in general, dragons do have a hoard that they accumulate. The thing about Sparkrender and even Lord Adron, which you met, they are wormlings. They are the younger dragons. Lord Adron actually, it's a rite of passage from his people in Dragon's Keep. He's seeking out a force of evil to destroy so that he may mature and evolve into a respected young adult in his community so that he can ascend as the Duke of Dragon's Keep. I'm sure he probably told you that, but just in case he didn't. And Sparkrender, I have no idea his origins, but he is also a wormling, and he's been planning something. He's been accumulating the remains of fallen dragons from around this island for some unknown but definitely nefarious purpose.
Okay.
Yes, anyways, I thank you all for this information. It is very worrisome, but I am at least glad to have the knowledge. I shall destroy this amulet, and I hope your friend will recover.
You can do that right now.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk out here, find Bobby.
Yeah, she goes to the temple, back in the kitchen. Grandma Sparkles has whooped up a bunch of biscuits. She has some leftover chicken that she had saved from that night's dinner that she's kind of thrown together with kind of a white gravy over it. And she serves the table, and she has a pitcher of what appears to be some type of tea that she starts pouring everybody a glass of tea as well.
Okay, everybody. I figured the rest of y'all would join, so I whooped up enough for everybody to dig right in. And just let me know if you need anything else, and I'll be right around the corner.
Hey Bobby, they got that chain off my neck. They're gonna try and break it so you feel better.
Oh, well, that is mighty good news.
Are we sure that that is what is going to happen? Nobody followed the lady upstairs to the temple.
All right.
What if she is using it for nefarious
Yeah.
reasons?
Oh,
Zaylin, as you exit and you start traveling up to the temple, you see what appears to be like a beam of light come down from the sky into the temple. And there's a kind of like a tremor in the ground.
I'm gonna start picking up pace and running to go get to the temple.
Mhm.
Okay, I am at the temple.
You enter the temple, you see Runera standing there. There's that statue of the human form of Bahamut, right? And there's kind of like an altar behind him. You see on the altar, Runera has her hand still resting on the altar. And I would say at this distance, you can tell there's tiny fragments scattered across the top of this altar at this point.
Did you get it?
Yes, Zaylin, I destroyed the amulet with the light of Bahamut, and it will have no more influence on this realm.
Did anything spooky come out of it or nothing?
No, Zalen. The amulet was destroyed into a great many pieces. With the power of Bahamut, nothing escaped. I would go check on your friend now, see if he's any better. And also, Zalen, by the way, as soon as this amulet came off your neck, forgot to mention, but all the debuffs that you had, reduced movement, disadvantage, blah, 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 is all gone.
I kind of figured.
Yep.
I don't know. I could stay here with you, spend a little time together.
Zalen, I have sworn off violence, but there's very little else in this world that would keep me from throwing you off the cliff, the tallest cliff in this cloister, and rationalizing with myself that maybe, just maybe, you being Zalen would sprout wings and still somehow miraculously survive before you hit the ground. So I suggest you sleep with the rest of your compatriots in our guest quarters below.
My persuasion is really high, but I guess I'm not gonna go for this.
No is a full sentence.
Okay. I'm gonna leave.
Sometimes you gotta learn to take a hit.
Yeah. Okay, Bobby, you feel better?
Does
You look at-
Bobby feel better?
You ask Bobby that, and you kind of know the answer because the black spiderwebbing effect is still present on his body.
Ah, shit.
It appears that destroying the amulet was not enough to get rid of his affliction.
Are we gonna have to decide about the mushroom?
Mm-hmm.
Just eat it.
And that brings us to the end of our current session.
Oh,
It is
Mhm.
12:05 Central Time.
Awesome.
balls. I forgot to ask her about the fucking loot.
Oh
Too busy trying to get busy.
Yeah, let me just make a note. Ask Hot Lady about loot.
Was the
No.
goal to vividly describe your sexcapade with this old
Evil
woman to us
blue.
on stream?
Okay, so the the goal of the beginning of it was, I don't know if it'll pick it up. I think it will. I wanted how do I turn this off? I wanted Katniss to call out to me, and then you just hear me going like,
Oh my god.
picking it up.
Christ.
I don't know, big commentary.
It picked it up. Yep.
But unfortunately, we didn't get to do that because I didn't specify what we were doing.
Yikes.
Yikes.
He didn't
Yeah,
tell
well,
me
I'm
the part
glad
he
that
was
didn't
gonna do.
happen.
He
Big
just wanted
yikes.
me to use thaumaturgy to yell at him.
Yeah. So I'm glad that did not happen. That's great.
Thank you, DM.
thanks,
for not allowing
everybody.
that.
Of course.
Joke too.
Thank you to everybody for joining. It was a fun session. I think we got through pretty much exactly what I thought we would end up getting through. So good pacing tonight, and I appreciate everybody's participation.
Mhm.
A lot
Was
of
a
Good
good
games,
one.
guys.
fun. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Let me-
Thank you again for the time.
Look forward to next week.
Absolutely.
Dungeon Daddy.
Very.
Not the